as the umpire will hold the football up in the air. Lippman will be up against Horseman. In the middle there is the big ruckman for sale. Lippman gets his hands on the footy first. He has to go again to tap it down. Now he handballs to Desson. That was Jordan. Off the back there was Thacker with a nice little neat kick to McKay, who marks it half forward for the Magpies. Brad Desson presents, but picking it off though was Nate Paredes for Warragul at centre half back. As Paredes has it, looks towards the wing. Sarong was the target, finds him on the chest as he dives down at ground level and takes the mark. Paredes pushed on further. Sarong has it. This is Jed for the Warragul side. Of course, they need a win today to get inside the top 5. Kicks it towards half forward. And the 250 gamer in 5x Fife takes the mark at half back.
Fife goes back inside his defensive 50 and finds Sweeney. Taking the mark there is Tom Muir with both knees heavily strapped. Sweeney gets called to play on. Going to go long down the line. Wynn's going to carry this towards the boundary and sees it over. Bounces just inside the boundary line on Warragul side of centre wing. Here as the Wynn just got a hold of that one. Down ground level, thanks to Carpet Country.
Sam Fennell, boys, 35.
Sam Fennell.
Instead of 16 on our list.
Thank you very much. Great work there at ground level, Nathan Scurra. Ball comes back into play. Out the back, a quick kick goes high up in the air from Dowse. Goes towards half forward for the Magpies. There's a free kick. It's going the way of the Magpies. Gooch will be the one to have it. A long way from home. He gets called to play on. Kicks it into the shallow pocket. Desson's there. Big spoil over the back from Warragul on that occasion was from Hughes. And again, an umpire will pick out a free kick from this one. And it goes to Paredes. He'll be a brave man to make the switch, but he looks in that direction, but decides to go down the line. And it's going to be a turnover. Gooch was the one who marked and picked it off again. There's Gooch, half forward flank again. Sale won the toss and kicked what we believe into a bit of a breeze. He went backwards, Gooch to Thacker, kicks towards now half forward where Sweeney will mark in his chest. He quickly gets it further along. Bombastic McGlinden at ground levels, picks it up top of the 50, snap around his body into the pocket. Dessert close to the boundary line. Paredes kept it in. No, it was over for a boundary throw in, and Warragul were away if that had stayed in field of play. But a boundary throw in right up against hard against the point post.
Dale, you said it before when Paredes had the ball deep in his back half-back flank, take a brave man to switch the play. Well, Sale did just that when they turned the ball over. Opened up the near side of the ground. Boundary throw in. Horseman works his opponent under the ball. McKay there for Sale. Socket off the ground. And it's going to come off. It's going to go to that man, Fennell. That was from Mulqueen. Fennell goes wide. It shows a bit there to Russell. Good spoil on. Great follow-up there through Dylan Proctor. Kicks the ball down the line under pressure, and Lockie Ronke takes the intercept mark for Sale. Near side, half-back flank. Chisels one inside and finds a player there in Dowse. Dowse been amongst it early. Has Ronke running past. He can kick the ball a mile. He's going to take it himself. That's a nice kick. Or just Wynn just gets a hold of that one a little bit, and Freeman underruns it and goes out for a boundary throw in half-forward flank for Sale.
Nathan Scarr at ground level for Carpet Country.
Yeah, I think that kick just went underneath the grandstand, and there was no effect in the wind then, which made it go out of bounds. But yeah, still, it's going to be blowing a gale all day, boys. I don't think that switch out this side's going to work too well.
So Brad Heffert's got the job on Martin for the Magpies. He had a big role last week as well, we believe. Heffert from this stoppage kicks it around the body. It lands hard up in the air. Good little tap there by Fennell. Goes again, well done with Muir. Fennell work hard at ground level. Quick little handball, just missed Paredes. His handball then was picked off by Desson. This was Jordan, and the pass is beautiful down the line to Allison. But a good spoil there by DeCirio. He handballs backwards to Rennie. His kick goes along the ground. Russell was there, got tackled quickly, and then slung to the ground.
Holding the ball.
And McGlinden is been. That was a free kick. Oh, gee, and the advantage they wanted at Freeman nailed that too with a great kick. But the advantage wasn't paid, and Jack McGlinden, one of the real characters of the TRFM Gippsland League, had a really...
Wonder how he pulled up after last week.
Well, he had a good rest, didn't he? As Jack Bombastic McGlinden. He's too far out to score, you'd think. He puts it on its way. It was 55 out. The hot spot. Brad Desson crashed the pack. Good work at the back there by Drew. Handballed backwards to a teammate in Hughes. He kicks it towards the boundary and it missed it and went over for out of bounds on the full. And Kane Martin will take this one.
Laverty.
As it is Laverty. Troy Makepeace, over to you.
Laverty chips the ball inside 50. Nice lead by Jordan Desson. Can't quite get the handle on it. Kim Drew back there for Warragul. They're under the pump, are they? Stevenson puts his body on the line as big ruckman in Jack Lippman came to put a spoil on. Got him in the back. Stevenson wins himself a free kick. Right half-back flank. They're favouring the outer side. Being a bit defensive at this stage. Goes long. That's going to carry. Paredes over the back. Getting back there is Fife. McKay there to help out. Handballs back to Fife. Inboard to Thacker. Out in wide to Quirk. Under pressure. Gets it forward there for Sale. Rennie gets a fist on it. Both players loose side of where the ball was. They turned around, had their back to it. Pack forms on centre wing. Umpire's letting this go. It does spill out. And we've seen the ball over for a boundary throw, and here's Jackson Glenane. That was a bit comical. Both players put a spoil on it, looked up in the air, spun around in a 360, and we're facing the wrong way.
5.5 minutes gone, no score in this first quarter of the big round 17 clash up here in Sale. McKay from the stoppage gathers it now, gets tackled by Drew. What a great tackle. Play on, said the umpire. Martin now gets it over for a boundary throw. When you've got space and you're running and you get tackled from behind.
Tell me how that's not holding the ball.
And you lose it. That is holding the ball. Great tackle and a good chase rundown from behind there. Allows the young boundary umpire to throw it back into play. Lippman taps it over the back. Beautifully done. Laverty just missed it. That's on the Martin. First. That was Martin. You kidding me? Over the back now. This is Descent. Jordan Descent kicks it in towards the 50. No one can really mark it. Drew was pushed off the football. Desperation as they dive on it. Which way will this go? And it's going to go to Proctor.
In the back.
As he got one, as Troy mentioned, pushed in the back as Proctor on his defensive 50. Sale's defence at the moment. They haven't gone forward past the centre of the ground at the moment.
It's a nice pass.
And it went in the hands of Nick Stevenson. Half-back flank now for Warragul is Nick Stevenson. They look to just go long again down the line as shepherding out there on that occasion, but the umpire said no, it was all okay, and Lippman took the unopposed mark in the end, who now just belts it back to where it came from a couple of moments ago. Rennie's in the front spot here and marked strongly. Didn't get paid. He looked for it, then he got tackled by Freeman. The umpire will ball it up. Half-forward flank now for the Magpies.
Paul, just quickly, do you remember what the free kick was last week, the count? Favour of... was
26-18 or something?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Was that against Warragul?
No, Warragul.
We're in favour of Warragul. Yeah, okay.
From the stoppage, quick kick off the ground there was from Mulqueen. It goes down towards half-forward, but Ronke's there. The Magpies have set up well. Easily gets around Muir. His kick in the middle of the ground could be dangerous. Going to come off, though. Reeves takes a mark at centre half-back. Plays on quickly. He's got one on. It's Dowse on the wing on the grandstand side. It clears his head, but it sits up nicely for him now. Gets around a tackler there in McGarity, and his kick goes down the line to Brad Dessert.
Nice.
And a strong mark, and it wasn't paid. Again, blindsided the umpire over for a boundary throw-in.
And all due respect to the umpire, I think they're just too far away.
You might be right.
Can't see, they're about 60, 70 metres away.
If you say with all due respect, you can say whatever you want after that.
A quick kick forward here, lands in the hands of Dowse. He has to fumble it. He does fumble it, sorry. He had to be clean. And it then goes over for a boundary throw-in in front of the Sale Social Rooms here at their main oval. No score, and we've gone 8.5 minutes. Troy Makepeace on TRFM.
Boundary throw-in, 45 metres out from Sale's goal. They've had it in their half. Oh, great work from Lippman down to Descent. Good pressure there from Warragul. Sees a hurried kick outside defensive 50 from Paredes. Bounces on centre wing. Goes over the top of the whole pack. Pressure comes. Good pressure there from DeCirio. And also there from Nabilius. Can they get a turnover, Warragul? 3 onto 1 in favour of Sale. Reeves farms it out, but it goes to Paredes. Paredes, don't argue. Going to go inside 50. Has a player over the back. It's going to carry everybody. It's going to bounce. It bounces through just to the right-hand side of the goalpost. It took a left-hand turn.
Just as we had a windstorm just kick up as well.
That's why it carried about 70 metres.
Blowing an absolute gale.
It's taken 9 minutes for the first score to go on the board. It's a 1 behind to Warragul with their very first inside 50. And then that's on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
Hey, boys, just a real quick matchup. Andrew Quirk's gone to Fowler. Probably not the matchup we thought, but he's very athletic. He might be a good one.
Yeah, it could well be. The kick in from fullback goes out towards Proctor. He steps around one. Now his right foot kick goes high and wide, and that has ended up on the RAF base. And Nathan Scurry, your pre-season hot dog work has come in handy today. You're not going anywhere.
I am. I'm going to the canteen in about 5 minutes. I'm just waiting for it to calm down a bit over there.
Good low centre of gravity Nathan Scurra has at ground level, thanks to Carpet Country this afternoon. And we've got a free kick as Laverty comes back into the field of play after retrieving this from the cricket nets here at Sale. And Laverty puts a boot on it. It's a wobbly sort of one. The wind took this one, and reading it well was Paredes. It just dropped short of the big pack. Paredes tries to get around. Right foot kicks a wobbly one. It might come off. Couldn't mark it there. Was Nabilius. Chain of handballs. Allison. Oh, Paredes went the bump, and then he spun out of it very nicely. Did Allison. A nice kick to Douse. They kick it towards the wing. The wing will take this one, and it will go out of bounds. Yes, out of the umpire. The boundary umpire had 3 goes at either putting his hand up, out, or up again.
Or protecting himself from getting blown into the fence.
In the end, we have a boundary throw in, Troy.
It's on Sale's side of centre wing. Lippman. Good work there by Horseman. Wins it down. Douse there for Sale. Puts his head over. Umpire said he took the tackle on. Free kick going the way of Paredes for Warragul. Defensive side of centre wing. Again, looking straight down the line. Has a player over the top. That's a nice kick. Wing gets a hold of it, though.
Gee.
And
it was.
Sweeney.
It was a great kick.
Work, sorry, takes a nice defensive mark.
Tyson Morrow presented beautifully. The kick was perfect, and then the wind took it.
Wind grabbed it. Jaden Allison marks just inside left half-back flank. Goes out wide. That's a wobbly kick. Might come off as Thacker looking to get his hands over the footy. No, it was Hurley.
Nice done.
Turnover, falling the way of Warragul. Falls out the way of Nabilius. Gets to half forward. His kick going towards 50. Working from the back there was Quirk, and sees the ball over for a boundary throw 60 metres around from Warragul's goal. As the wind just playing havoc at the moment on the outer side. As Scuzz mentioned earlier, there's a bit of protection on the near side with the grandstand favouring the right-hand side. Boundary throwing goes over the top. Umpire's called a free kick going the way of Warragul. 60 metres out. That's Jake Horseman. Going to go to the corridor. Has players there leading up strong.
Nice,
working
done.
back nicely, though, with the flight of the ball is James Davidson. He had a really solid game last week working off the half-back flank. The defender will take a mark and line up for goal on a very, very slight angle. 45 metres out. Waste no time.
Just about to start this at the point post, Troy.
Ball on the boot. He did start at the point post, but it was the right-hand point post, and that blew out of bounds on the full. Turnover in the way of Sale.
Quickly they bring it in. They miss targets out there. It was 2 on 1, and the ball just trickles over. Well, it doesn't trickle. It gets blown at 100 miles an hour over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. Key stat winners early, Paul.
Nate Paredes has had 6 kicks already, boys, and 2 inside 50s and a clearance, so he's been very busy.
Quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland in the AFL. It's Collingwood by 9 points, 10 minutes into the second term, and Freo by 4 points, 20 minutes into the first term.
Go Freo.
That's enough of that, Nathan.
And just to recap, as the ball goes out for a boundary throw in, half-forward flank for Warragul. Gippsland Power victors early this morning at Ballarat, 67-38 over the Murray Bush Rangers.
Ball comes back into play. Wynn takes it. Littman just tapped it down at his toes, allowed Allison to try and win it, and did so, but got tackled straight away. We've got a ball up, half-forward flank build-up for Warragul. They've got the only score of the day so far on the Harvey Norman's Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Is a 1 point. This ball from the stoppage comes out the back there. Paredes head over it and wins himself a free kick. Just a little bit overzealous there was Jackson Glenane, as he looks for 50 there, did Paredes, but doesn't get it. Now he gets called to play on. He's trying to step around Reeves. His right foot kick was hurried in the end to the Fowler direction in the front spot. Quirk does well. Spoils, and we've got another boundary throw in.
You know what else is really hard in terms of this wind, not just with the skills executed out there by the players, but the rotations as well. With the ball over the other side of the ground, it's really hard to get the rotations on the near side. It's just been watching.
On top of that, Makey, I've been watching it as well. There's been no goals, so you haven't been able to swap in between goals either.
Yeah.
From the stoppage there, Hurley put it on the boot, got it a half forward. Rennie fumbled it. Great little work there over the back. Looks to be Dean. He got pinged though for holding the ball, and Jackson Glenane will win it. He handballs quickly onto Martin. That left foot, half forward flank he goes, inside 50. The wind will hold this for Desson. Oh, Rennie back with a flight. Takes a great courageous mark. In the end it was on his chest, but he had to stand in front of the leading full forward. And he did that, and he kicks it out wide. It might come back. Allison was out there. He kicks around his body. Good work there by, it looks to be Emery. Kicks it along down the line. No one there. And the boundary line will be his friend. Another boundary throw in.
Half forward flank there for Warragul. Great work there by Rennie. He would have known that Brad Descent was leading hard outside the goal square, and he just went back with courage. All eyes for the ball. Took a nice intercept mark deep in the back pocket there for Warragul. Half forward flank for Warragul.
Early stages in the big game over at Maffra, not too far away for Harvey Norman Furniture. Traralgon are 1-1-7. Maffra are 2 behind.
And Leongatha got out of the blocks really well against Bairnsdale. 4-2-26 leading Bairnsdale, no score. Boundary throw in, true centre wing. Couldn't be any more in the middle, I reckon. Boundary throw in.
Wait till the wind brings it in.
Stevenson over the back. Libman taps it into the corridor. Stephen follows up. Goes out to McGarity. His kick around the corner. That's going to carry. Look out in the red car.
There's a pram next to that red car as well, boys.
Good call, Darryl.
That was close.
There's half-back flank there for Sale. Free kick. That ball was kicked from the wing, right on the line of the wing, and went out on the full half-forward flank.
Fife has it, helicopters it towards the wing. Emery couldn't mark it. Martin crashed through. Quick chain of handball over the top. Brad Desson got it out wide to Allison. His left foot kick goes high. The wind will take this one and take it out of bounds on the full. What do you do? Really tricky situations out here at the moment with Sale.
A good idea for Paul to take stats on out of bounds on the full on the outer side.
We've lost count already.
Yeah, you got to keep it lower. So it's a lot of work rate for half forwards, a lot of work rate for the mids to make position.
This kick goes long and no one marked. That was a great kick. It got to the wing. They kicked it off the ground. Sarong. We're going to get another stoppage this time though. We've travelled from the back pocket to the half forward line of Warragul in the space of 2 kicks and 2 seconds.
We are coming up on 17 minutes into this first term. There's only one behind on the scoreboard. That's in favour of Warragul. Boundary throw in half forward flank. No side able to break this game open. Lippman works the ball down. That should be in the back free kick. It's not. Kick forward inside 50 for Warragul. Fowler playing for a free kick. Paredes.
Jeez, he's been busy.
Handball and then
Great
follows
tackle.
up with a tackle. Umpire calls play on. Stevenson in there. There's Sarong. Hacked out of there by Allison. Stevenson back there for Warragul and seen over in front of Max Reeves. Half forward flank for Warragul. Boundary throwing.
So Troy, we've been playing pretty much between the arcs on the far side of the ground. The wind's causing all sorts of issues. Anything different? Do we continue it on? Do Warragul, are they okay with this?
I think Warragul will be okay with this as Jordan Descent gets a clearing kick out of that stoppage. Brad Descent gets his hands on it but can't hold it and goes out for a boundary throw-in.
So you're happy with this ugly style of play at the moment?
At this stage, yes. If I was Warragul and Stephen Kidd, I'd be happy with this because they're good in the clinches and they can break open from stoppages, and they'll be happy with repeat stoppages as well.
Well, we get another one. No one can really win it. Stevenson then tapped it to his advantage, then put it on the boot. Hurley, though, was the man back who marks, and it's Thacker. As Thacker, I'm having a bit of a mare this afternoon. Now he goes to Hurley. I just predicted things a little bit quicker than it happened. Comes in board to Descent. Chip kick around the body nicely to Allison. Now he can go. The kick goes off the side of the boot. It might come off. Strong mark by Rennie. Played on quickly, then coughed up the football. Sweeney was there. Quick handball to Glenane, who had his kick smothered. Now Reeves has it. Took on a tackler. Handball came out, they said. Good little twist and turn by Davidson. He coughed the football up. Allison, a bit of urgency now from both sides. It's turned over again. Proctor has it. A wobbly, shocking kick out of the defence. Muir, 2 heavily strapped knees, head over the football. No free kick. There's a bit of a dust-up one in the middle. Sweeney got tackled, and that's holding the ball. There's a little bit of spark at the 18-minute mark of this first quarter.
Nothing else is happening on the scoreboard. Boys are going, let's scrap.
Play on quickly.
Handball back to Davidson. Takes on Quirk. Going to go long to the half-forward flank. And reading the play nicely is Fife. Thacker, unfortunately for him, got a hand on it, so it was called play on. McKay over the ball. As working back there as well as Nick Mulqueen, and we'll have a ball up, half-forward flank, near side. Let's see if players can utilise the protection from the grandstand as Mulqueen putting his head over it again.
All of a sudden, the play on this side, Troy, and the pressure starts to lift and you get a little bit of open footy.
Opens up a little bit.
There's the key.
Libman takes it out of the ruck, hurried kick forward. It's only going to go as far as Emery. He gets the ball back towards his 50. Goes over the back to Ronke, has pressure from Mulqueen, ducks inside that, has time and space.
Gee whiz.
He can roost the ball. It goes to his half forward. Working off their opponents there are the Warragul defenders. Done really
McLinden.
well. DeCirio, big bombastic, is down and hurt behind play. But going forward, it's there Nobilius. His scrappy kick going forward is cut off by Thacker. Might have been just a bit winded there, Darryl.
Yeah, he's sort of got a bit of a whiplash, but I hope he's okay. Seems to be more back than head, which is a good sign. As taking that mark out there looks to be Dowse. He's on his half-back flank right up against the boundary line in front of the grandstand, kicks it towards the wing. McLinden, it was Laverty in the front spot who was being held from Horseman. Advantage being played, everyone stopped. So Allison swooped on it, put it inside forward 50. Freeman goes up, can't mark. Proctor's under pressure. Gooch put a strong tackle on it, dribbles them through, and it's rushed for a minor score as Freeman was closing quickly.
On the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, it's 1-1. 1 behind 1 point to 1 behind 1 point.
We've got the tight one, boys.
That is coming up to the 21-minute mark of this quarter.
Quick kick in. Proctor has it on his defensive 50. Wobbling kick towards the wing. It's going to go out. Nathan Scarra picks up his first touch of the day.
Yep.
Misses the target. Boundary throw in. Boundary throw in. Sorry, Nathan.
That's right. I was just going to say something really bad then. Sorry.
Gippsland live on TRFM this afternoon as big fist forward there from Lippman. Drew was at ground level, kicks around his body, gets towards half forward. DeCirio gets a nice little bounce, lands up in his chest, swings around, right foot, one-on-one. Fowler's on Quirk. Fowler goes up and marks in front of his eyes. And with a new Dustin Martin haircut, everything's going right for the great man.
I'm very worried. I'm very worried. We know how much of a big rap you are. He obviously knows that you're a massive Richmond fan, Darryl.
He wears the number 4.
He wears the number 4, and he's got the
tat.
The sleeve. He's got the haircut.
He just doesn't kick as well as Dusty.
Well, we'll see.
I'm not putting the moz on him.
You just did.
I haven't. He's 45 metres out. We're looking for the first goal at the 22-minute mark. The wind will bring it back. And Braden Fowler gets the first goal of the afternoon for Warragul.
Yeah, it's taken 20 minutes for us to get a goal, and there's going to be some rotations here, boys. I just seen Jack McLinden. He's just taken off. He's heading to the rooms with a hip. I think it's more of a hip than winded. So be interesting to see if Sale are down for the rest of the game.
1-1-7 is the Warragul score on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. They're leading Sale, who are 1 behind 1 point, and we are 22.5 minutes into the first quarter.
Ball eventually gets back in the middle of the ground. Seems to be all one-on-ones at the moment, which is good, although now we just Sale seem to have rolled one back, and no, now it's all one-on-one, so all good in the middle. Lippman put his hand up, down towards the run there of Nobilius. Quick handball back to Paredes. Puts it in forward. Fowler was a target, couldn't mark it. Big spoil. He's going to claim the mark. He's Hurley, and the umpire's going to say he fisted it up in the air and then marked it. So that's a mark, he's saying. And it goes to Hurley. He handballs back to Ronke, who kicks a drop punt, toe poking, 65-metre pass, nicely done, to Jordan Desson on the wing, swings around, right foot kick to Allison, DeCirio closed, Allison marked, handball now quickly across to Glenane, chip kick, Rennie's got the front spot and marks in front of his opponent. As the forward was closing, John Gooch, and Rennie marks.
He's done well, Rennie.
Yep.
He's taken a couple of really strong defensive marks there for Warragul.
Just read it nicely, hasn't he, on a number of occasions?
He has. He's deep inside his defensive 50. Darryl wants him to come near side. That's where they've been most dangerous. He says, no, Darryl, I'm going far side, and I'm going way outside.
Oh, no.
And
touched over the line.
Fife had his hands on the ball, but he fumbled the ball on the second attempt over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in half-forward flank for Sale. Bit of a relief there for Warragul. Lippman gets to the front, taps it down. That's a nice tap to Desson. Takes on Nobilius. Nobilius wraps him up. Allison can't get his hands on it. Working in there strongly there was Mulqueen. Comes out to McKay for Sale. Gets a hurried kick inside 50. Attacking
Rennie
the ball
again.
is Rennie.
Oh!
Desson put his head over the ball. Rennie has tackled him as didn't quite take possession, so Desson's going to win the free kick. Right on the 50-metre line is where the opponent stands a mark. Chips the ball inside 50, has a free player there in Jackson Glenane. He will line up for goal, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. Looking to respond here to Fowler's goal in the 22nd minute is Jackson Glenane.
Big moments for Monticello's.
Makes his way in, stutters to 40. Pokes at it, it's going to fall short. Brad Descent comes down to Martin. He's tackled, gets a kick to it. And luckily for Warragul, the big ruckman in Horseman was right on the line and tips the ball through for a minor score.
117 Warragul on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Sale 2 behinds, 2 points, 25 minutes played.
Turnover inside 50. McKay tried to squeeze a handball out. They got numbers back there of Warragul. Davidson with a wobbling kick. It goes straight through the legs of Lippman, but the quarterback is Fife, who steadies the ship, kicks to half forward. They can't mark it. Back there was Hefford, goes by hands backwards to Hughes. And great kick in the middle of the ground. Muir's all on his own, and it's one-on-one. He'll kick it to the hot spot. Fowler will lead his target. Couldn't quite mark it. They got numbers, though, Warragul. DeCirio tapped it to his advantage. Swings around. He does the right foot. Banana comes back, and there's your goal of the day. Luke DeCirio puts it through. Gets Warragul second.
Well, that just was a hack kick out of half back then that landed in the middle of the ground. And who was it there that was Tom Muir in the middle of the ground on his own? I'm not sure how that came about. He's probably one of the most dangerous mids on the ground. And one-on-ones in their forward 50 at the minute, isn't it, for Warragul? When they get it in there, they just look so dangerous with the big key forwards down there.
And Luke DeCirio has a habit of making the difficult look easy, and that goal at the 26-minute mark, quite an important one in the shadows of quarter time, takes Warragul to 2-1-13 on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, leading by 11 points. Sale 2 behinds, 2 points.
How'd you go there, Scuzz? You get that bug out of your throat when you're trying to clear
mate.
there?
As Lippman did a big don't argue in the middle and gave away the free kick. Paredes.
You picking a fight, Makey?
Paul Cutter.
10th disposal, 9 kicks and a handball.
Well, that kick was smothered by Lippman and might come back. Martin did a handball back to Glenane. His kick was smothered as well. Lippman just crashed through and then handball to the open space. McKay's there with Proctor. Proctor kept his feet for Warragul and then caught one high. The umpire said I didn't see it, and he did well with a composure but just missed the target. Hurley now in the middle of the ground, just shuffled it to his teammate there in Ullman. Now the run, it comes through Dowsett. Right foot kick, hot spot it goes. Descent's the target. Gooch is there, but it's Brad Dessert will be the one that will handball over the top now to Gooch. He goes backwards to Dowsett. Underground handball to Gooch. He's under pressure. He kicks it off the ground. Sale with a bit of intensity in this first quarter. 27 minutes are gone. It lands in the hands of Gooch. Left foot shot at goal late in the first quarter. Goes straight through the middle, and that's the one they needed for the Magpies.
Yeah, that is the one they needed. But how's the outnumber there? They just had more players around the footy, which is basically you win it more times than not. So Brad Descent, Gooch, all the good key forwards around the footy, and they're gonna score from them opportunities. So
after no goals in 22 minutes, we've had 3 in 5, and the margin is 5 points in Warragul's favour. The Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard: Warragul 2-1-13, Sale 1-2-8.
Much needed goal there for Sale through Gooch on the left boot. Ball back in the middle. Lippman wins this one clearly, taps it. McKay goes there, leaves it behind. Gets a tackle on there in McGarity, and we'll have a ball up just 5 metres to the right of, or further away from the centre circle. Lippman taps it over his back, goes to Martin. His kick off one leg going forward. Leading the way there is Glenane. Goes back to Martin. Now they're going to go wide inside 50. Freeman there marks strongly out in front of Jake Hughes, right on the 50-metre line. As players just not allowing, getting a bit tangled up, arms and legs. Now Freeman's up. Wheels inside, goes to the corridor, working back nice to Serio. Players fly, goes over the back. Play on, says the umpire. It's a hurried up and under. Falls to ground. Hughes there, gets a clearing outside 50. Muir again by himself, gets a nasty bounce. Collins there for Sale. As the siren goes, we went 27 minutes, rain just starting to come. And it's been Sale have got a late goal through Gooch. They are 1-2-8, and they are trailing Warragul. Warragul have been really, really good. They're 2-1-13. You've been listening to Gippsland Live. That's the first quarter, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Super Saturday today with 60 months interest-free. Terms and conditions apply.
Kate, Tim and Marty.
What happened twice in a week is basically what we're asking.
How are we?
Good.
Great, Jason.
Really good, Jace.
Through the middle part of the ground, we've got to not let him go through the middle. Don't let him do it.
Well, second quarter underway, and Lippman again, as he did in the first, got his hand on it, and then Jordan Descent grabbed the footy, and he got pinged for holding the balls. Kim Drew has it in the middle of the ground. As he thumps a right foot in it, goes high, just about high, nearly comes backwards in the end. Crashing the pack there was Sweeney, a big spoil. It's in a dangerous spot though. Coming through there looks to be, was it Nabilius? And hand over the football. They're going to wrap each other up. On that occasion, it was Morrow. And we're going to ball up right in the middle of the ground, directly in front, 40 metres out from Warragul's goal. So I'll just peel one off the back of this contest. Quick kick there was from Nabilius. Underground there, Martin does well. Now to Laverty, squeezed a handball out to Descent. He just whacks it on the boot with a torpedo to the wing. And Rennie dropped the mark in the end. He probably should have taken. Sockers it off the ground. Very nicely done. Oh, Stevenson missed the football, then got crunched. Sale with some good numbers. McKay handballs over the top there to Ullman. He got it further afield, whose Gooch kick was smothered. And it went over for another boundary throw-in. As Nathan Scurra. What's it like at ground level for us, Nathan?
Oh, it's fresh down here, boys, fair to say. Yeah.
What are you doing standing next to us?
Why are you puffing?
Hang on.
Just had to run off the ground. It was really wet.
Stevenson and Libman. Libman goes and sockers it off the ground. Working back through the middle is Fennell. Beaten to the ball, though, by Glenane. Gets a kick on the left. Going back again with courage. Comes to ground, though, to Dowse. Dowse snaps it on his right. Players call touched. Umpire waiting. They're going to deem it is touched, Darryl, as the umpire was only 5 metres off the ball. Runs down and lets the goal umpire know. Touched off the boot. Minor score for Sale.
Taking it into 1-3-9. They trail Warragul by 4 points on the Green and GIPPSLAND scoreboard. The goal's 2-1-13.
So Russell will be the one to bring it back into play. And he'll go to the far side. Littman's out there as well. Stevenson was the other target. A contest. No one can mark it. Holford was there. So was Sweeney with a handball. Got that one smothered. Paredes again from the stoppage. Beautifully done by hands to Mulqueen. Gets it further outfield to McGarity. Does he miss the target? No, just. Morrow has it. Keeps it in the field of play. Right foot kick to the hot spot it goes. Oh, Quirk got crunched and nearly marked, and he might take a little time to get up. It was an accident by DeCirio. Courageous work by Andrew Quirk. He's taken the mark or won the free kick. Take your pick.
I think the initial free kick, Darryl, was against Fowler.
Yep.
Holding off the ball as Quirk was trying to work back in play. As Quirk takes his kick, goes long down the line. Oh, that's got to be a free kick against Paredes. Play on, says the umpire. Goes over the top to Gooch. Gooch shuffles a handball out, looking in the way of Hurley. He ducks inside his opponent. Can't quite get the handle on it. There was Proctor. Martin gets pushed off the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Just put the whistle away as Nabilius ducks under a tackle. Falls in the hands of McGarity. Lucks a fortune. He goes forward. Fowler marks. 55 metres out. Wheels around. Chips one over the top. DeCirio leads into the pocket and takes a mark. Not a lot Hurley could do about that one. And Luke DeCirio, very smart kick. Put it out in the path of DeCirio. Let him run onto it. He will be kicking into the breeze as such, as it's not directly into his face. He's kicking coming across his right shoulder. He makes his way in. He's on a tight angle, 5 metres in from the boundary. Comes off the side of the boot. It's got to go to the hot spot. It's all Sale back there and should take an intercept mark. And that goes to Jordan Dowsett. Plays on quickly outside to Fife.
Fife gets it out to Allison, who can mark on his chest. 60 metres away from his defensive goal. Nice little neat kick into Jordan Descent. He goes towards the middle of the ground. Danger kick. It's going to come off nicely. And it's marked there by Ullman. Right in the middle of the ground. The first gamer for the Magpies. Drop punt in towards centre half forward. Good spot. McGlinden over the back, and at the front spot was Lippman. Proctor had it, then didn't have it, then got tackled, driven into the ground, and we'll have a stoppage.
Just looking at Jack McClendon there, Darryl. Still looks very sore, favouring the right hip. He did go into the rooms. Is back out on the ground, which is good to see.
Tapped over the back. Allman from the stoppage. Kicks around his body. Allison can run onto this one. Did he get the bounce? No. Away from him in the end, over for a boundary throw-in. Troy Makepeace will get to some big games around the grounds in a moment.
Just want to ask Paul a quick question, as I can't quite see him out on the ground. Tom Muir, Paul?
He had the one kick in the first quarter. I haven't seen him since.
I'm looking for the knees strapped. I can't see a player out there with two heavily strapped knees, so hopefully there's nothing in that at all. Ball comes back out to Ronke. We know he's a long kick, but Wing gets a hold of that one, goes out of bounds on the full. There he is on the bench just in front of us here. I just see down there. Doesn't look to be... He's got the mouth guard in, so don't think there's any issue there. Hopefully it's just a rotation.
So a quick, we got some around the ground checks. scores, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in the Gippsland League, first of all, Troy.
Yeah, over at Maffra, it's Maffra 2-5-17 leading Traralgon 1-1-7 as the ball goes out for a boundary throw-in. Morwell and Druin, I thought maybe they started a bit early. It's a high-scoring game. It's Morwell 5-1-31 a trailing Druin 8-1-49. I believe that's quarter-time scores.
Under the roof there at the Rec Reserve.
Leongatha 5-8-38, no score to Bairnsdale in the other game. Moe 2-8-20 are leading Wonthaggi 1 straight 6 as the game goes out for a boundary throw-in just inside Sales 50. Qualifying final at Merby North in Mid-Gippsland League, it's Yanar 3 straight 18 leading Yulon North 2 straight 12. And leaders so far in North Gippi are Yarram over Cowar, Woodside over Gormandale, Sales City over Rosedale, Hayfield over Glengarry and TTU over Churchill.
Well, we haven't really missed anything here at Sale. We've had 2 boundary throw-ins and now we're going to ball up inside forward 50 though for the Magpies. The AFL check, the Magpies lead it by 17 points over Port Adelaide at half-time. And Geelong, 21 points up into the second quarter there.
Socket off the ground by Paredes, clears a defensive 50. Morrow there, handballs inside. Chain of handballs ends up over the top with Nabilius. He chips one forward to McGarrity, just out of his reach. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Goes on the right boot towards Desiri. That's strong hands in these conditions. Marks from 70 metres out, hard up on the boundary, out of side. This time he makes better contact. Well, I say better contact, it was further forward. Comes off the inside of the boot and carries over for out of bounds on the full.
They're calling that touch, Troy.
The goal umpire called it out on the full.
The boundary called touch. Quick switch though. They got it on to Dowsett, who gets it to the near side. It was off the side of the boot. Close to the boundary line it goes over. Nathan Scurra. Any news on Muir?
I'll just have to have a look, boys.
He looks to be ready to come back.
Yeah, he's coming back on, yeah.
Seems to be okay. That's 7 minutes into this second quarter. As the boundary umpire will put this one back in the field of play. Double-fisted it down there was Lippman. Strong tackle. Was over the shoulder, holding the ball. The umpire said play on. Martin tried to camp on it. Dowsett does well. Ullman with a handball over the top. Stevenson throwing his weight around. As ball pops out of the contest here through Allison by hands. Dowsett's kick goes straight up and down the air. No one can mark this one, so they have to spoil it. Again, Muir just punched it around, just bobbling around in a tough contest at the moment. No one can really get a clean possession away. As a quick limping off there is Kim Drew, who's been in good form for Gippsland Isuzu so far in the Gippsland League. And we're going to ball up.
A lot happening there, wasn't there, Darryl? And the ball didn't really travel anywhere. Stevenson lands heavily on his back. Comes out of that stoppage. We'll keep an eye on that one. Desiree there for Warragul. It's going to go back in that direction. Martin cuts it off. Gets pressure from Paredes. Dowse taps it in the way of Allman. Back to Martin. Chips the ball forward and finds McKay. Looks to play on inside. Ducks inside now. Beats Desiree. Goes along. Inside 50. Players converge. Desson works to the front. Can't get it out of the second attempt.
Strong tackle.
Fierce tackle over the back from Warragul. Falls out the way of Brad Desson. On the left boot. Can he bring it around? Thank you very much. Right in front of the Players' Hill here at Sale. As Desson does exactly what Desiree did in the first quarter. Gets possibly our Gippsland Live goal of the day, thanks to Carpet Country.
Yeah, how good was that? He found front position in the marking contest and bring it to ground, and then just his follow-up. I've noticed it over the last few weeks when we've done the Sale games. His follow-ups, what separates him from other forwards in the league with his big frame and the way he moves. He competes and then he's straight back onto it at ground level. That was brilliant, that goal.
Sale hit the front for the first time at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard sees Sale on 2-3-15, leading by 2 points over Warragul, who are 2-1-13.
Just trying to get a handle on Stevenson if he stayed out after that big hit. I think he may have come off as he landed heavily from that stoppage. As the ball is back in the middle, Horseman will go up against Lippman, who's having a tough afternoon. Lippman tap it down. Paredes handballs over his head. No one can take it. He goes again, does Paredes. Did well. Kicks it down to half centre half forward. Sweeney put her fist up, tried to spoil it, then he did well with a nice handball to Allison, out wide to Ronke by hand. His kick goes down towards half forward. Russell leads the chase there. McGlinden closes. Russell didn't have a left foot, put on the right. Only went 2 metres. It might come off. Nabilius squeezed one to Hefford. And eventually, in a tight space, it goes over for a boundary throw-in. So 10 minutes have gone. The margin is 2 points. And it is in favour of the Magpies after that great goal from Brad Desson Again, Lippman got his hand on it from the stoppage. Then he got a handball away. He allowed the run and carry of Dowse. He took a bounce and it come back to him just. And then Russell put a great smother on. McGarity closed, picked it up and gave it up again. Now they're away. Sale through McGlinden. He goes inside forward 50. Gooch has got the set and marks. He elevates above Rennie. And he'll go back in the pocket. And this will be a tough shot. The breeze will come across his left shoulder and it'll bring the football from left to right. He's on the RAF base side of the ground here at Sale. They lead it by 2 points. He's a right footer. He hangs it out to the left and it comes back with the wind. Too much for a minor score. Greenham Gippsland, your local Aussie-owned processor. Solid jobs available now at Greenham Meatworks.
2-4-16 is the Sale score. 2-1-13 Warragul. 11-minute mark, second quarter.
Bit different to Cale Hooker, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Last
just a little
night
bit.
he elected to go for traditional drop partners. Davidson brings it back in for Warragul. Finds Mitch Nabilius on the outer left back pocket. His up and under kick's going to fall on the left half back flank. Muir has to go up against Sweeney. Sweeney takes a strong mark. Is that Sweeney? I can't quite catch the back of it.
Spot on.
Comes inside the corridor to McKay. McKay marks, plays on quickly. Comes again, it's a double switch. Going further afield. He finds Hurley. Hurley on the left half forward flank for Sale. He'll go inside 50, chips one forward. Nice lead by Gooch. Slightly runs underneath it. McClendon swoops on it. Gets to 45, finds Hurley. 52 metres out from goal. As I reckon distance might be an issue.
Oh, Ronke
good
lurking.
call out Ronke on the right. He elects to go to the top of the square. Players converge on it. Falls to ground level. Dowse there for Sale. Puts his head over it. We should see a ball up. Yeah, good call there, Scuzz. Wonder if Ronke was calling for it there. Set himself up for a nice shot on goal. Didn't come off, so the result is ball up. Tap there by Horseman. Sweeping on it there and trying to spin out of the tackle there for Sale. Called for... No, that was Jordan Descent. I thought it might have been holding the ball. Umpire says he didn't have prior and has a ball up.
Big moments for Monticello's to his extra dry slabs at $40. The stoppage, fist into the danger spot. Warragul won it through Nabilius, who kicked it high to the near side. Gets a awkward bounce there was Mulqueen. Laverty gets a handball out to McGlinden. He goes backwards now to Glenane. Chip kick over the top. Hughes drops the mark. He's going to converge McGlinden. Puts him under pressure. Lands in the hand of Dowse. Oh, great tackle there.
Davidson.
And Davidson with a strong tackle on the last line of defence. Wins it in front of the scoreboard and will switch the play to the far side as Morrow presents and marks on his chest. Quickly, plays on, kicks towards the wing. Embry's on his own, he can mark and he doesn't. He lets it bounce. Collins has to close. Embry's got a bit of time, chips one over the top now to McGarity. It sits up for him nicely. He calls for someone to come and present to him. No one does, so he kicks it towards the boundary line for touch and finds it. And the umpire said it's okay, we'll ball it in.
Interesting one. That wasn't one, wasn't it, Darryl? It was a forward going inside his own forward 50 and knew there was nothing up forward, so he hit it towards the boundary line. Umpires deemed that all well and good.
Conditions deteriorating quickly. Don't know where Nathan's gone.
I'm hiding, boys.
Boundary throw in, falls to Paredes, tries to duck inside his opponent. He gets a hurry kick inside 50 and will bounce just inside the field of play. For a boundary throw in 30 metres around from Warragul's goal. Rain starting to come down a bit heavier. We are 14 minutes into this second term. 1 point margin, 3 point margin, my apologies, in favour of Sale. Boundary throw in. McKay gets a quick kick out of the pack. Descent working back there. Kick around the corner. Sliding in there was Emery. And we'll see that for a boundary throw in left half forward flank for Warragul.
Conditions are deteriorating, but on the plus side, it's 9.3 degrees out there. However,
here we go.
It feels like 2.8, and there's an arrow that says it's dropping quickly. So from the stoppage, Littman put it hand down. Allison was there with a torpedo mongrel punt, and it goes out of bounds on the full. For Gippsland Isuzu Ute, stats for Allison and also Paredes.
Allison had 9 disposals in the first quarter, another 4 this quarter, so he's at 13. Paredes 10 in the first quarter, another 5, he's at 15.
They're our key stat winners for the day at the moment.
They are.
That is for Gippsland Isuzu. The new MUX in stock now. As a scrubby little kick goes towards wing. There's Paredes again. In and under. Kicks towards half forward. 1-on-1. Quirk and Fowler. Quirk goes back. He'll be happy to see the boundary line inside his defensive 50. And we've got a ball up. 15 minutes have gone. The margin's 3 points in favour of Sale.
And Warragul have been inside 57 times for no score this quarter.
To Sales,
8 times for 1 goal, 2.
been a bit more efficient, have the Magpies. Warragul starting to apply a bit more pressure inside their forward 50. We'll have a ball up, 45-degree angle, 40 metres out from Warragul's goal. There's a decent-sized bunch around the stoppage. Lippman works it down, 5 underground, hand pass to Martin, works it out to Quirk. He's socket off the ground. Leading is Rennie. He gathers, gives it up though to Martin. His kick smothered from Rennie, who followed up his effort and goes out for a boundary throw-in.
AFL scores for Harvey Norman Furniture. It's the Magpies by 17 points, as we said at halftime. And the Cats, trying to keep their finals chances alive, lead the Fremantle Dockers by 39 points. There's a quick kick there from Martin from the stoppage. Lands in the hands of Glenane, who kicks to half forward. Gooch and Rennie. Rennie does well. He's been good. Kicks it towards centre half back. McGarity with a clean pickup. And then a kick around the body, just missing Proctor. Lippman came the other way and socketed off the ground. Fife has to work hard. Ground level again. Proctor squeezed a handball out. Trying to crash through there was Embry. And he's been pinged for holding the ball. As Allison been working extremely hard for the Magpies in the middle of the ground. For Gippsland Isuzu Ute this afternoon, Allison chips one, short, missed the target in Descent. McGarity again was clean below his knees. Handballs to Paredes. Wobbly torpedo kick to open space at half forward. It's a foot race and Quirk's got 2 to beat. And he did well. He's found the boundary and he waits for his troops to arrive, and we'll have another boundary throw in, Troy.
Yeah, quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. Druin 5 goals up on Warragul in their second term. And
on Maul.
Maul, that's what I said, Maul.
All right, Mikey.
We're on. lucky we didn't come up in the bus together, isn't it? As from the stoppage, it is Descent. Clears the area, goes high and long. Working to the front there is Brad Descent. Can't get the hand on it. Great tackle back there for Sale. Martin kicks it around the corner. 2-on-1. Working gets his head taken off.
Play on.
Umpire says play on. Goes to Freeman. He snaps around the corner, doesn't get enough purchase on it. Rennie goes down with the one hand, leaves it behind. Pressure comes from Sale.
Oh, good tackle.
And working back there is Jake Hughes for Warragul. Locks the player on John Gooch, who looks to be in the forward pocket there.
He's okay.
Ball up. Oh, great work by Descent. Taps it backwards. Great pressure from Freeman. Can't get a clearance, can Warragul. Rennie can't find the handle on it. Players again fall on the ball. It spills out. Can't find who's got their hands on it. Martin does, and it dribbles into the behind post. And we'll have a boundary throw in right on the behind post, right behind post here for Sale. Putting the pressure on, 3-point margin. Just ticked over 18 minutes into this second term.
Brad Descent will do the ruck work against Horsford. Descent does well. Gets it out the back though. Davidson was there for Warragul, but McKay swooped on it. Then tried to give it to Allison, who got tackled quickly. Warragul's got some numbers. They'll stoppage again. And we'll ball it up inside the forward 50 for the Magpies. They trailed by 5 points at quarter time. Now they lead by 3. As Big Lippman just put on the boot and kicked it straight out of bounds on the full. Well, he tried his hardest. He did try.
Under pressure.
He was. So Proctor for Warragul. No one on the mark, so he's just ambles forward now, kicks it close to the boundary line, and it was touched over. Luckily, we've got a boundary throw in there for Warragul. And the biggest issue the boundary umpire has this afternoon is staying here at the Sale Main Oval. He's about 4 foot, doing a wonderful job though. Brings the ball back into play. Gets it over the back of the ruckman head. Great work. Just coughed it up there. Warragul were able to swoop on it through Drew. Quick kick towards the boundary. And DeCirio is going back with Margaret Thacker. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in. And again, the little fella has to work hard. Gets those little pistons working. And he gets to it. Half forward flank now for Warragul. 19 minutes gone. 3-point margin. Only the 1 goal scored in this quarter. Lippman fisted down Allison at the front again. Gave it to Desson. That was Jordan. Kicks it towards the wing to Gooch direction. Marks. No, he couldn't. And again, it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
And Winks has broken Black Caviar's record.
Well, there you go. Unbelievable. 26th, and I think that is a new world record, Nathan Scarra.
Yep.
Fantastic effort.
First up, amazing effort. could well be on her way to 3 Cox plates in a row. As from the stoppage, Allison wins it. A kick towards half forward. Rennie was back there with Gooch, gave it to DeCirio, gets around one and just gives it up again. And Allison's had some sort of field day this afternoon.
It's been very good.
For Gippsland Isuzu. Drives it back in forward 50 for the Magpies. A big pack. Descent will fly 3 deep. Can't quite mark it. Sarong's back there. Kick off the ground there from Russell. They got numbers. Embry will be the one. It sits up for him. Freeman was the one who chased. His kick towards the wing. Can't quite mark it. There was Morrow. Swooping on it though was Muir. Gave it off quickly to Ullman. They drive it in forward 50. Fowler's there. 1-on-1. Just kicks it up to himself. Good work by the defence from Sale. Ronke relieves pressure and kicks it towards Dowsett.
Dowsett marks as Stevenson was coming in from that interchange bench. That was Sam Fennell there, Darryl. Don't be disheartened. It was all good.
Wrong team.
Dowsett. Dowsett misses the target there and going over for a boundary throw-in. Who did you say?
I called it Jack Allman as Warragul had the football, and Jack plays his first game for Sale this afternoon. He's been good in his first game, not quite that good though.
Just to ease your mind there, Sam Fennell did change his jumper late from our team sheet, so I'll give you that one.
All the
boundary
homework we did yesterday out the window.
Loopy handball over the top. Dowsett under pressure. Managed to squeeze it out to Descent. Descent gets a hurried kick inside 50.
Been good this fella.
Rennie's been fantastic. Intercept. Links up with Sarong. Just leaves it a bit short. Tries to tap it to his advantage. It might still come off. That man Fennell lets Rennie come through. McKay back there for Sale. Rennie overcommits to the tackle. Good smother there from Warragul. Their pressure has been fantastic.
Oh, what
Martin can't get a clean handle on it. Jordan Descent puts his head over. He tackled straight away, and we'll have a ball up right in the centre of the ground on Sale's forward half.
Couple of key players having big influences in this game at the moment. Rennie for Warragul is one of those, along with Paredes, and Allison there for Sale along with Lippman. I think are the 4 key players in this game at the moment. Kick off the ground from Laverty went straight in the back of the umpire's head as he turned his back, and now he said it'll be my ball as he copped a soccer off the ground to the umpire, and it just went bang in the back of his head. Now we'll ball it up inside Sales 50, leading by 3 points of the Magpies over the shoulder. Free kick will go in the way of Drew.
Been a bit quieter today.
He has.
Drew.
Handball's off to DeCirio. Kick towards the grandstand towards his brother and Luke. Good spoil there by Thacker. Ground level there was Nobelius. DeCirio has to go again, as does Thacker. And they work out. Thacker in the end tries to just shuffle it out to Laverty. Got tackled by one arm. Comes out towards Russell and Martin. And Russell Martin goes over for a boundary throw-in.
We are 80 metres around from Sale's goal. Darryl said earlier, only 1 goal scored so far in this term. Sale 2-4-16. Warragul 2-1-13. That's thanks to the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. Boundary throw-in. Martin feeds it out there to Glenane. Hurried kick to the top of the square. 1-on-1 contest. Working back there is Proctor for Warragul. Pressure from Freeman. Gathers. Descent tries to hammer it in the forward direction. Cut off there by Hefford. His tackle. Freeman snaps around the corner. Right in the goal square. Comes to ground. Drew back there. He's got pressure from the chase,
nice
and
kick.
He measures that nicely and finds Nobelius. Nobelius goes long down the line. That's a nice kick and finds Luke DeCirio on a lead.
Right in front of the grandstand is DeCirio. 24 minutes have gone. Keeps it close to the line. Ronke will spoil. Big fist. Right in front of the Warragul coach's bench. Tackled Muir when he didn't have the football. Muir gave away the tackle, I should say, to Laverty. And Laverty wins it. Goes inboard. Jordan Destinoi went straight through his hands, allowed the Fennell to come and swoop on it. Does well, Fennell. Gets onto left foot, snaps it to the hot spot. Fowler marked on his chest. 15 metres out, slight angle, pretty much directly in front. Fowler's got one. And we'll go back and have a shot at goal. And the chook, I won't say a thing.
I will. No, I won't.
That's a tough shot. Breeze at the moment has just subsided ever so slightly.
Great work by Fennell working the ball forward as well.
Needs to start at the right goal post and just ease it in. He does that, and he puts it through the middle. Fowler gets one. It's the first for the Warragul in the second quarter, and it comes at the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, and it just came from a simple mistake from two really good players for Sale. Descent in the middle there. That's a mark he'd take 200 of them out of 201. But it's just a simple mistake and a turnover in the really dangerous part of the ground. Which I'll tell you one thing I do love about Warragul's forward line is they're just giving him so much space, Fowler, aren't they? Every time it goes in there, it's a one-on-one, and the quality player that he is, one-on-one, he's going to win most of them.
Warragul 25 minutes and 10 inside 50s. They finally got their first score of the quarter, and they get the lead back 3-1-19 to Sale 2-4-16 on the GIPPSLAND scoreboard.
Ball back in the middle. Horseman up against Lippman. Lippman again. Just got a fingertip to it. Good work by Nebelius, but Jordan Descent was in there quickly to kick it around his body to the first gamer in Ormond. He's got it on the wing. He's got plenty of space. He looks to come back inboard, but decided to keep it close to the boundary line. Going back, couldn't quite mark it to Serio, but a free kick will be paid. As he's paid the mark, and Martin said, how could he mark it when he dropped it? As he's a long way away from the actual mark. In the end, Serio has it, kicks it high and down towards the line, and they get another stoppage, probably what they wanted from that position. Ash Serio's played well down back so far for the Warragul side. Their structures are holding up okay, aren't they, Troy?
Their backline have been rock solid. Davidson back there as well, Jack Dean, just all playing their roles. Boundary throw in, knocked forward by Lippman. Beats the Warragul defender sitting off the pack there, and players converge on the ball 70 metres from Sale's goal. Will have a ball up, right half forward flank. Yeah, just Rennie just controlling the troops. It's a great match-up with Gooch. Players compete for it. Falls to the ground. Nebelius, nice handball. Chain of handballs ends up with Mulqueen going forward, half forward flank. Ronke knows when to drop off at the right time. Gets a fist on it. As McGarity look to go forward there for Warragul. Boundary throwing, left half forward flank for Warragul. Can't be too long to go in this half. As we're 27 and 20 gone in this second term. First quarter went just over 27 minutes as well. Muir leaves it behind, juggles it, doesn't get a possession on it. I don't know what he's really appealing for there. And winning the ball there, free kick is Hurley, goes out wide and finds Allison. I think it was at Dowse.
Good correction there, Troy. Dowse has it on his half-back flank.
Had to get in before you were going to get me down.
No, never. I waited for you as Dowse kicks it towards the tall timber. Rennie was over the back, well roved by Martin, front and square. Then he puts it to a one-on-one. It's going to dribble, goes back. Oh, they're fumbling in last line. Was the defender there in Jack Dean, but luckily he was able to recover and put it through for a minor score, Paul.
The GIPPSLAND scoreboard sees Warragul lead by 2 points, 3-1-19 to Sale 2-5-17.
Davison's kick in, missed the target, and it lands in the hands of Freeman for Sale, who will go back. He comes inboard to Laverty. He's outside 50, Laverty, too far out to score. And there's lots of numbers back now for both sides as Laverty just kicks it to the top of the square. Descent will fly and mark strongly, and in the end nearly flew on his own as Brad Descent, the power forward from the Magpies, marks in front of his eyes and will go back and have a shot.
I watched that early, Darryl. He did all the hard work early and was able to break contact with Jack Dean early on, and then was able to have a really good run at it, and like you said, almost marked that, I reckon he did, mark that uncontested. Very strong, right on the half-time siren.
As he looks to get the bookends. He got the opening one at the 8-minute mark. Does he get one at 29? And he does. He puts it through the middle, and he gets the Magpies back in front at half-time with a bit of momentum going into it. At half-time sees the score at 2-5. Make that 3 goals, 5-23. That is Sale to Warragul's 3-1-19. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. For Harvey Norman Electrical, the Super Saturday is on today with 60 months interest-free. Terms and conditions do apply.
Feeling saucy? Try the new cheesy barbecue burger from Macca's. It's like our classic cheeseburger but loaded with barbecue sauce. All for just $2. A little goes a long way at Macca's. Available 10:30am until midnight for a limited time. Excludes MIG delivery.
Epic audio sale at Harvey Norman. Bonus delivery and installation on selected home theatre packs. Sony Dolby Atmos soundbar with wireless rear speakers, only $998. Up to 20% off all DAB radios. Many more epic deals in store. Delivery within 25k's of store. Conditions apply. See store for details. Savings off normal ticketed prices. Limited time only. Epic savings across the big brands in audio. Plus bonus delivery and installation on selected home theatre packs. Harvey Norman Epic Audio Sale.
Go, Harvey, go!
Need medications or health advice at night? 24-hour Supercare pharmacies are now open across Victoria, and there's a free nursing service from 6 till 10 p.m. every night.
By 30 points.
Well, on the back of that's amazing. That would be a massive win to go in one direction and could explain the 2 goals 8. If Warragul, Wonthaggi had maybe been capitalised very well with the wind, that could be the case. That is huge news.
That is unconfirmed, but...
Yep. Well, we'll stick to it. You are the Moe immortal. I don't know if anyone would lie to you, Troy, but that is massive news for Moe. They trail, maybe, off the back of Troy's news to Wonthaggi, and here it is a great game of football. Warragul might just get some filtering news through because their season to play finals football still could be alive. And the third quarter is not too far away for Harvey Norman Electrical on TRFM, right across Gippsland and the Valley.
19 points, Darryl.
19-point margin. Wonthaggi are up. So this all-important game here as the umpire gets the third quarter underway. Muir in the middle. The wind just caused havoc with the ball drop. He kicked it towards half forward. Dowsett swoops on it. Fowler chased him down from behind and threw the football. That's what you want from your big power forwards. Muir tried to play on the advantage. The umpire will bring it back. Fowler, is he too far out to score with this howling breeze?
Oh, Darryl. I know you like that.
He will unload. Tell him to have a shot.
That's Bernie Quinlan, is it, Darryl?
Well, with this breeze, it's blowing, must be about 40 knots an hour.
Look at that. It's going to take an hour to get the ball back to him.
He's a long way from home. He's about 70 metres the ball, still trying to get back to him.
Look at
Player
this.
has to run the ball over and rolls it on the ground because he didn't want to kick it. It would have gone back over his head.
An amazing breeze. All you got to do is get purchase. Foot to ball is the main aim at the moment. Fowler. He's going to unload. He puts it up. The wind takes it. It goes for about 15 metres to the right, clears the pack, and it's going to go out of bounds on the fat side, some 20 metres around from the goal. That's correct?
Well, to answer your question there, Scuzz, yes, it was like Bernie Quinlan. It did travel about 90 metres. It may have marked about 30 of those.
The wind subsided a little bit,
It's been pretty tight at half time. As stoppage, will go forward again. DeCirio in a wrestling match and coming in nicely. No mark was paid there from the flying sail Hurley. A quick snap from Drew, and the wind hold this one's up. It comes backwards. Paredes is there. Now he fights, gets it again. Ducks the shoulder. The umpire said play on. Gave it off to McGarity and puts it through. And the Gunners, have they, for the moment, as the umpires confirm, yes, McGarity, and they get the lead back to the Warragul side.
And how good is it when you can kick straight, boys? Obviously, on a day like today, the goals are just absolutely vital, and that was just a hot spot, wasn't it? And they just fought it out. How's the kick? I can't remember who kicked it. It just went straight up in the air instead of going out towards the boundary, and it kept it in the danger zone, and that's how they ended up with the goal.
I think that may have been Kim Drew who snapped it up into the air.
Yeah.
4-1-25 now. Warragul have got the lead back at the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. They are up against Sale with 3-5-23, and that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Ball back in the middle. Sail forwards converting his centre-half forward, creating a pack. As Drew come over the top of their heads as Drew clears the area. Tumble punt forward. Ronke leaves it behind. Gathers, shrugs a tackle. And chain of handballs ends up in the hands of Hurley. Goes long and wide towards the boundary. Umpire is delivering, and he's standing in the centre circle.
That's so wrong.
The umpire was 100 metres away from the ball there. Pays a delivered out of bounds. Warragul going forward. Paredes going to mark 60 metres out from goal. Plays on quickly. Goes to the hot spot. Helicopter goes over the back. God, great work in front there from Jamie Sweeney. Sarong had the key spot. Sweeney's kick. That's a floater. Goes to Emery. Emery chips one over the top. DeCirio marks in front of Hurley.
Look at that. That's 50.
Yeah, he
should be, and he's still calling him back. Yep.
How's that not 50?
Well, there was 2 50s there because it was Jack Allman was about 2 metres away from DeCirio. And the other one was Hurley, had followed across the mark about 5 metres and took a long time to get back.
Got a great angle on this one, Troy.
Sitting right behind this one, Darryl, 45-degree angle. He's going to kick from just outside 50. Makes his way there now, kicks from 50 and a half. Hangs it to the left. It goes miles to the right and hits the fence on the full, but about 5 metres to the right of the behind post.
That's nearly impossible to kick a goal from there. He easily had the distance. On a day like today, it's impossible.
And he kicked it almost to the left point post.
Look at that poor sign that I printed during the week too. Bent me new sign.
There's a kick in, nicely marked by Lippman. On his half-back flank, swings around, right foot kick. He gets it on the inside, goes down the line. One hand up, well roved there by Dowse. Puts it into open space. It's a foot race. Going back there, looks to be Gooch. He can pick it up. No, he toe pokes it in the end. When he closes, he goes to ground, snaps around his body. Gooch puts it through for a minor score. And I'm not sure how he even got a shot on goal.
How was Proctor there just allowed that
to bounce?
To bounce, it could have gone anywhere.
The Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, Paul Carter minor.
It's a 1 point margin. Warragul 4-1-25, South 3-6-24, McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Long kick in, goes over the back. As a stoppage, no one really can get a handle on it. Lots of numbers around the football, trying to burst his way through, and a quick tackle there from Morrow. Looks to be on Fife, the coach there of Sale. And the umpire will ball it up again. 5 minutes into the third quarter. Martin at the front spot. Stevenson has to kick it off the ground. Just keep it in the field of play. No, he doesn't. Out of bounds on the full. And Zach Hurley will take it for the Magpies.
Hurley just on his defensive side of centre wing. Plays on inside. Goes on to half forward. Goes over the back of the pack. And the wind will take this out for a boundary throw in right on just outside the junction of the 50-metre line and the boundary line in front of the Monticello's sign. Big moments thanks to Monticello's. 20% off wine if you buy a dozen or more. Boundary throw in right on the 50-metre line. Working the front, Lippman. Wind takes it away from both ruckmen. Paredes can't find the handle. Muir does. Chips one forward to Nobilius. Bounces in front of him. Turnover. McKay. Handballs off to Gooch. Gooch on the right boot. Goes through the hands of Freeman. That was a tough one. As not only was it a bit of a floaty worm burner, had the wind behind it as well. Came at pace. Couldn't quite control that. Goes out for a boundary throwing 5 metres around from goal.
6 minutes, third quarter. A 1 point margin. We've got the close one here at the Sale Main Oval. Over the back of the ruckman at go. McKay overran it. Muir tried to put his head over it. So did Mulqueen. Stevenson with a strong tackle on Collins at ground level. And the umpire will ball it up again. 40 metres out from Sale's goal. Can they get one from the stoppage to regain the lead? Stevenson over the top. Quick kick there from DeCirio was smothered. Paredes at ground level works hard. So does Nobilius. Comes out in that direction. It's outside 50 now, though, the football. Laverty tries to scoop it up. The game's record holder at Sale. And the umpire again will stop it. 60 metres out from goal now. As the lights are turned on, more bad weather on its way. Nathan Scurry at ground level this afternoon for Carpet Country.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to hold a microphone. One hand's freezing.
Martin gets the ball inside 50. Rennie can't find a handle. Follows up with a strong tackle.
Over the shoulder.
Says too high. Free kick for Sale right in front of goal. And it looks to be, is that Allison?
Yep, the best on ground so far, you'd think, for
Allison going back to take his shot on goal. As best on ground, Darryl.
Gippsland Isuzu and Mercedes-Benz as well. You can test drive the new kind, the new Mercedes X-Class.
Jaden Allison makes his way in for goal. 25 metres out, slight angle, puts the ball on the boot, straight over the goal umpire's head, and that gets Sale back in front.
Well, these goals into the breeze, they're absolutely vital, aren't they? You'd think that Warragul might have to go in with a 2 or 3 goal lead at three-quarter time, because it is a fair scoring advantage down towards that opposite end to the hospital. So just with Allison, though, he started off in the rotation, went forward and was straight away an impact in the game with another goal. So he's been absolutely fantastic today.
Allison's goal takes Sale to 4-6-30 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They're leading Sale by 5 points. The goal's 4-1-25.
Ball comes back to the middle. Horseman and Lippman have done all the ruck work so far today, with Stevenson giving a little bit of a chop out. Over the back, Collins did well, won his footy, then kicked the left foot kick, goes high out in front of Freeman and gets there in the end. Marks on his chest, wheels around, right foot kick to centre half forward. Wind will hold this up. Jordan Descent strong, takes the mark at centre half forward. There were 4 Warragul defenders around him, and in the end was too strong and took a mark, and Rennie, the big defender for Warragul, gets up a bit proppy. Descent puts it to the hot spot, looks for his brother. One hand up over the back, Brad McKay. He marked it. He has. It's not in the goal square, so he'll be on a fairly tight angle as the rain starts to fall again here at Sale Main Oval.
Umpire's been very generous, Darryl. He moved him as close to the goal square as possible. He even takes another step towards it. Did you notice that?
Yes, he did, and then he got told to come back around, and from only 15 metres out, this should go through the middle for 2 in a row for the Magpies, and he does. He puts it through the middle, and you talk about goals into the breeze. Well, there's 2 of them, Nathan.
Yeah, it's what's had a couple of goal lead now to Sale, and it's into the breeze. They're going to have some breeze on the way home in that last quarter. So yeah, absolutely vital. Gold them goals kicking into the wind, but there is some rain coming as well, boys. So that's not going to help the Warragul boys at all.
Sales lead now out to 11 points at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter, and on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard we've got Sale 5-6-36, Warragul 4-1-25.
So again, Horseman and Lippman. Paredes in the middle there for the Warragul side. Horseman, this one, tapped it down to Nabilius, trying to crash through 2 Sale tacklers, midfielders. Couldn't do so. We'll do this one again. As we said, 11-point margin now. They need something. Big moments for Monticello's. Big tap out by Lippman. Runs onto it out there as Dowsett. He's got some wheels, we know. Dillett sit for him. Hughes closes, dives on the footy and causes the boundary throw in. Great work by Hughes, Jake Hughes, on that occasion, because if Jordan Dowsett had have taken that one, he could have been away and driving it inside 50. But we have a stoppage. Boundary throw in. Lippman and Horseman again. Horseman knocked this one down the front spot. Nabilius has it. Gave it, just handed it to Paredes. Then got spun around in the tackle. Advantage was paid. Nabilius runs onto it and kicks it towards Hefford direction. Big spoil. Does it get over the back? It does. Mulqueen was there, but Glenane was up to it. Kicks around his body. Now they go forward. Sailed. Oh, great crunching work by Paredes. Put the defender on his backside and then wins the football. Drew handballed over his head and it lands in Laverty's hands, who put it back inside 50 for the Magpies. Proctor with one hand, took on a tackler in Dowse. Handball and Warragul are away, or are they? Just through Rennie.
Sale player down behind play. Comes out to McGarity for Warragul. He goes wide to the halfback flank. DeCiro, whose work rate has been pretty good today, bounces in front of him. We'll see it out for a boundary throw. Just trying to pick up the Sale player who is down. Don't want to name names as yet.
Well, they've got 2 already out of the game.
In their forward line.
Reeves is out along with McGlinden, so they don't want another one.
Boundary throw in. Umpire comes in a long way.
Good decision.
That's good. Falls to Allman. Handball's back. Oh, feedback handballs. That's too hot for Sweeney, for Quirk. Quirk's handball goes through the hands of Hurley under pressure. Not quite giving away a free kick. Comes back out to Sweeney. Sweeney goes long to half forward flank. Pack forms. Players can't gather. Over the back there is Davidson. Can't find the handle on it. Dowsett. We'll see it out for a boundary throw 60 metres from goal. Looks to be Dowse.
Yep.
Making his way to the boundary. He's up and about. He's coming off under his own steam, so might just come off for a quick breather and just an assessment, and then we'll see where he's at. Boundary throw is going to land right on the 50-metre line for Sale. Lippman works it down. Allison there for Sale. He's tackled straight away by Drew, and we'll see another ball up right from the original spot where the boundary throw-in was.
Rain falling
again, taps it back to Descent. Great work by Paredes. Fierce tackle. Umpire says he got a handball out, and we'll have a ball up as Paredes won the footy. Laverty put a strong tackle on. Players haven't really had to move too far.
Well, the Cats are leading by 68 points in the AFL, and the Magpies by 20 at half-time. In the final quarter.
Lippman knocks it forward inside 50. Davidson gives it up to McKay. McKay handballs over the top. Dowsett gets pushed as he kicked and misses to the near side.
McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Australia's most popular barista-made coffee only in McCafe. Do they do deliveries?
So leading by 12 points, 5-7-37. Warragul 4-1-25 in the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 13-minute mark, third quarter.
Bilius took the mark from the kick-in and then transferred play across the other side of the ground to Fennell. He gets it to the wing. They got some numbers on. Hefford is the one. Chips it back over the top to Sarong, who doesn't mark, or he does. No. Yes, he does. Yes, paid the mark. Sarong comes inboard. Rennie's in there. He can get it. He took on McKay, and Dowsett tackles him as well. Saylor got the numbers. Warragul looking for the stoppage. Will they get it? I think they might. Umpire lets it go. And a kick off the ground, free kick. When you're at the other side of the stoppage, the free kick goes to Sale. They get it inside 50. It's going to go over the back, is it? No, great work by the defenders. Now it eludes them. Allman was back there. They're going to rush it through. Jake Hughes eventually gets it through for the Warragul side.
Taking Sale to 5-8-38, leading by 13 points over Warragul, 4-1-25, 14-minute mark on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
And I tell you what, if ever you want to come to Sale, make sure you go and speak to one of the legends of the Sale Football Netball Club in Scotty Pearce. He always looks after us. He's a superstar. As Warragul transfer the football now to half forward. Out there is Morrow, and it goes over for another boundary throw-in. Some great games happening right across Gippsland at the moment. We're trying to get some scores for you out of the Moe Wonthaggi game's a big one. And the other one is the Terrelgan Maffra game. Maffra at half-time were in control of that one, only just by 11 points.
Yeah, it's been a tight affair as Hamill falls over the top to Paredes for Warragul. Going inside 50, DeCirio working back with the flight of the ball. Ball falls to the back of the pack. DeCirio sockers up the ground. Gets one back for Warragul, a much-needed goal against the run of play for Warragul. Sees them bring the margin back to 6 points.
And that was the stoppage work then from Paredes. He just broke away from the congestion and just kicked it into the hot spot. And we've seen both sides today. Whenever it gets to that spot, 15, 20 metres out in the middle of the ground, they've got every opportunity to score. And that was once again one-on-ones in the forward 50 for Warragul.
And Luke DeCirio has his second goal on the board at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter, and the deficit's back to 7 points. Sale leading 5-8-38 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard to Warragul 5-1-31.
Nathan, just keep an eye on Douse for us as well. We know that they are down by a little bit. Has
ball back in the middle. We have Libman in there with Horseman. Both ruckmen go at it. Libman happens it forward to centre half forward. Davidson can't find the handle, running away from goal, has time to wheel around. Goes wide to Stevenson on the wing. Great work by Five, goes over the back of those two players, and we'll see the ball out for a boundary throw-in. Just on Warragul's half of centre wing. We are 16, just coming up on 16 and a half minutes into this second term. 2 goals each to both sides. 6 point margin in favour of Sale. Boundary throw-in. The umpire has asked the boundary umpire to throw this back in again. I thought they were looking downfield. Great work by the boundary umpire. Taps it in. Lippman taps it over the back. Allison can't find it. Fife knocks it forward.
Oh, well done.
Back there is Drew. Hammers it over the shoulder. Goes over the top to Paredes. Inside the centre square. Chips it inside 50. Goes through. Fennell there. Gathers. Runs to 35. Kicks the ball straight through the middle. Scores are level.
Well, that's the best Mark Fowler's dropped ever in his life, I reckon. Went straight through his fingers. That's something he'd normally just take not a problem, but yeah, straight through the back. Once again, I reckon it's coming down to the stoppage work, boys. When whoever wins it around the contest that can get some free takeaway from the congestion, it's just meterage, isn't it? And they get it forward quickly. And look, I've said it a few times, I love the openness of this Warragul forward line. When they go in, they look really dangerous.
I actually have a 1 point lead in Sale's favour at the moment, 5-8-38, leading Warragul 6-1-37. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 17 minutes into the third quarter.
Well, you'll be right, Paul Carter. I'm not doubting you at all. A 1 point margin. We have it up here in the box. Back in the middle it goes. Martin tries to crash his way through in the middle, can't do so. And obviously conditions pretty tough for football, but they're also tough for driving. If you are on the roads throughout Gippsland, please take care with the rain and wind. We want you to get to your destination safe and sound. A Sail back in the middle, try to work it forward, they can't do so. Horseman for Warragul though, grabbed it and put it straight up and down the air. Mulqueen drops the mark, Ronke was there, Mulqueen has to go again. Jordan Desson does well in traffic, to Lavity, to Allison by hands. Collins goes hard to the football, can't quite win it though. Warragul hold up strong. And another stoppage in the middle of the ground, 18 and a half minutes gone. The margin, 1 point in favour of the Magpies.
Great work there by Emery, knocked forward by Horseman, goes back to Nabilius. He's kicked it centre half forward. Working there is Stevenson, puts the pressure on, creates a turnover. Hefford, if he can gather, he's got Desiro out wide. Desiro knocks it forward in the Stevenson path. Ends up turnover. Hurley, great work by Hefford. Creates a bit of 50-50. Great forward 50 pressure from Warragul. Sees the ball held up. That was Paredes out there. Was Stevenson. It was maybe Desirio as well, just locking the ball in.
Couple of spare numbers, Troy, sorry, for Warragul back off this stoppage.
60 metres out from goal, gets inside 50. Ronke sits underneath it with courage because Fowler was leading hard out of the goal square. The contest sees the ball out for a boundary throw in 35 metres around from Warragul's goal.
So Warragul have two spare. One's back on the wing, one's in the middle of the ground. Sale will have an extra couple around this stoppage. It's inside Warragul's forward 50. Horseman that cleared his head. Sale through the numbers of Glenane, kicked it off the ground, crashed his way through Martin. No clean possession, but he works hard. Second effort was good. Squeezed a handball out in the run there of Hurley. Good contest from Emery as well. Great pick up by Lavity. Jemness lost the football. McKay was there, close to the boundary line. Hurley does well to kick it along the line. Hughes for Warragul will repel this and get it back towards Sarong, who can't mark. Martin in the front spot, kicked around his body looking for the boundary line, and in the end will find it just. Advance the football 25 metres down, which takes it to about 70 metres out from Sale's goal. 20 minutes gone, and the margin's 1 point for Sale.
Really good work in the clinches for Warragul. Their midfield is starting to just amp up the pressure. Nabilius has been strong, as has Paredes. Muir making his presence felt as well. Lippman knocks it forward. Over the back there is Proctor. His kick smothered. Both teams put their head over the footy. Again, Proctor in there. Socket forward from McKay. Desson putting his head over it as well. And we'll have a ball up. Davidson, last man with the hands on the ball.
Big moments for Monticello's. Jim Beam white cubes for $75 or 20% off wine if you buy a dozen or more. Right now at the moment, 20 minutes, third quarter, Troy.
Left half forward flank for Sale. Again, no one can get clean possession. We'll have another ball up right on the point of the square.
Sale have been good in the red zone in the first two quarters. Can they get another one?
Sharked off the pack there by Desson. Quick kick outside the pack and the ball carries. Bounces just inside the boundary line. Just inside Sale's forward 50. We'll have a boundary throw in. Is coming up on 21 and a half minutes into this third term. Sale started strongly. Warragul have replied. And we have a 1 point margin. Gets inside the corridor for Sale. Putting his head over the ball there. Looks to be Allison. He's tackled and wrapped up straight away.
Dowse is just doing some warm-ups along the boundary, boys. Looks like he'll be back on soon.
Good to see. Ball up. 45-degree angle from Sale's goal. 45 metres out. Ruckman go at it. Libman knocks it forward. It's going to bounce in the corridor. McKay soccers it forward. Going forward to Gooch. Gooch soccers it off the ground. Goes with the left. Swooping on it as Proctor. Swoops on it. He's under pressure though. Turnover. Gooch gathers. Handles it wide to Glenane. Glenane tries to duck inside a tackle. Goes forward to Brad Desson. He handballs to his brother Jordan. Glenane puts it up and under. Goes to the hot spot. Desirio back there. Comes to ground. Martin gets a nice shepherd there from Lippman. Chips the ball inside the corridor. Cut off by Paredes. Now Warragul are away. It is 5-on-2. Working back as Fowler. He leads the race. Soccers it forward. Would like to see this dribble out for a boundary throw in.
He's got again. Great work.
To Sarong. Lost to Fowler. Fowler kicks the ball inside 50. Back a mark. Defensive. Handballs quickly to nobody. Goes out of bounds.
Great work.
Fowler. They were socket off the ground, missed kicks, and folded in the lap of Sarong. Nice handball, but didn't quite pay off. That would have been magical if that had come off in a goal.
What a great passage of play. Started from the half-back line from Paredes, and now he gets a well-earned spell. from the stoppage here. Can anyone win it? Martin shuffled it. On the run, though, was Nebelius. Now Embry just overran it. Working hard was Jordan Descent. Got tackled, so the handball comes over the back. Proctor was there. Quick boot to ball. Goes high. 1-on-1. Fowler's in the front spot. Quirk with a spoil. Front and square. McGarity. He puts through another one. And that's his second for the quarter. And Warragul now take the lead by 5 points.
Well, we spoke about Fowler last week. He was brilliant last week kicking 5, but I thought he just competed in the air really well, and he's done it again. He's doing all the hard stuff, isn't he, boys? He's not. It's not a day where he can lead out and take strong marks and kick goals. He's doing all the hard stuff like he did on the boundary there to keep it in and to... just compete in the air then. It's just keeping the ball in and the results come. Third lead change for the quarter sees Warragul 5 points ahead at the 23-minute mark of this third quarter. They are 7-1-43 in the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard to Sale 5-8-38.
Warragul 4-2 in this quarter, and the umpire has to bring this one back. The wind takes it out of the centre circle. And we'll do this one again. As the umpire this time puts it straight up and down. Knocking it down there was Lipman. Descent was there, grabbed it, then tried to get a handball over the top, does so. McKay boot the ball. Inside 50 it goes. In the front spot, Rennie. Over the back, big tap there by Hughes. Desiri has to work hard, so does McKay for Sale. Laverty goes in. They've upped the ante of the goals. Hughes, ball to boot, goes towards the wing. Good winning football by Hefford. Has time now to turn around. Kicks towards half forward. Big spoil by Hurley. And it goes over for a boundary throw in. Great football by Warragul. Equally up to the task, Sale. If this is a taste of what finals football is about to happen in a few weeks' time, we're in for a cracker.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be like this again next week, Dale. This is going to be that sort of intensity as Horseman works Lipman off the ball, falls out to McKay. McKay goes inside the corridor.
Good kick.
Comes off to Jack Allman, the first gamer, right in the centre of the ground. Plays on, takes on the man on the mark in Proctor. Chips the ball forward, comes off to Glenane. Glenane has Descent out on the half-forward flank, runs inside 50 to 45, puts the ball on the boot, gets the lead back for the Magpies.
What a game.
Jordan Descent, great transition football.
Yeah, we spoke before the game, didn't we? We haven't had many close ones this year, boys, but you could just tell it's going one way and then the other, but it's a single moment, isn't it? To say he's been brilliant, even though he hasn't played the game that he normally would, but every time he gets an opportunity, he just slots it or he does something brilliant, and that was another example of that. He was 50 out then, and he's put it through with a howling breeze.
25-minute mark of the third quarter. Sale back in front. Fourth lead change of the quarter. They're in front by 1 point. 6-8-44, leading Warragul 7-1-43.
Well, in a half of football, we had 6 goals kicked. We've now had 7 goals kicked in 1 quarter. Great game of football. Sale has the lead back. 26-minute gone. Good tap by Lipman to McKay. Lost the football, though. McKay has to work hard again. Good work by Muir. Just got it out in the run. Gave a handball back from Mulqueen. Mulqueen gave it to, that was Davidson, Nebelius to half forward. Morrow chips a kick. Sarong was the target, come off his toes. And it dribbles over for a boundary throw in 75 metres out from Warragul's goal.
They look dangerous, don't they, Warragul, when they're out in space and are able to run free. The only thing letting them down at the moment is just missing some targets falling at the feet of their teammates. Boundary throw in half forward flank. Lipman taps it down, read off the pack there by 5. Hurried kick forward, in front there is Dowsett. Marks on centre wing, out of side, just inside the boundary. Goes long to the half-forward flank, down line. Gooch flies from the back and can't get the handle on it. Goes over for a boundary throw-in.
It's a big moment in the game, Troy. Rain, we believe, is not too far away from the Sale Oval. It's coming from the west. As the margin is 1 point, a late goal in this third quarter could be very important for both sides. Jordan Descent, the underground handball nearly to himself. Then he taps it further inboard. Great work by DeCirio to jump on the football. Martin works hard, gave it back to Descent, who ran over it. And now it's a quick kick from Glenane, goes inside forward 50. Russell didn't take the mark. He was under some pressure. Now he dives back on the football. We're going to stoppage. 27.5 minutes gone. Third quarter. Can't be too long to go.
For the people listening here at the ground, we have it as a 1-point margin in favour of Sale. Scoreboard says all square. We'll sort that out at three-quarter time. Hurry kick inside. Goes to Martin. Can't find a handle on it. Ball at the top of the square. Over it is Russell. Shuffles it out. Right in front of the umpire.
Yes.
Yeah, you called it, Darryl.
Yep.
Looked clear from me as well. Right in front of the umpire. Was desperate to get the ball out. And
just panicked, didn't he?
Shuffled it out to a teammate. Martin's going to have the free kick. 2 metres from the top of the square, directly in front. And this is not what Warragul needed so late in this third term. Martin makes his way in. Ball on the boot, straight over the goal umpire's head. Sale kick out to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, you're spot on, boys. That was definitely a throw, but this game's going to be made up of moments, I reckon, boys. You'd think that Warragul probably should be going in with a couple of goal lead if there are any chance in this game, but the breeze is dying off slightly. It's not what it was. I am under the shade a little bit here, but it definitely isn't what it was. But yeah, absolutely fantastic effort from Sale to kick a few goals into the breeze this quarter.
And the McDonald Gippsland scoreboard reads Sale 7-8-50, Warragul 7-1-43.
So the ball's back in the middle. 29 minutes have passed. And again, Lippman and Horseman will go at it. Horseman got his hand on it, holding the man. Free kick goes to Nabilius in the middle. Could nearly be 50. Now they play on quickly. Nabilius drives it. It's on after the play too. And they're going at it, Martin and Nabilius. The ball now is at centre half forward. Football in dispute. They all dive on each other. As they didn't like the attention that was paid after Nabilius. We've got 29 and a half minutes gone. We're the attacking side. Big fly by Horseman. Well roved there by Drew. Handball's inside 50 to Siri over, and Sweeney does well. And then got dumped from Morrow as he kicks it straight towards the boundary line. What will this be? The umpire's 100 metres away, and he said, throw it in. As the crowd said deliberate, the player wanted the boundary line. That's what he got. And we've got a boundary throw in.
We were that close. We were closer to the umpire than what the boundary.
Can't be too long to go, surely.
Lippman, Drew sharks it off the pack, gets a hurry kick inside 50. As working back there, swooping on his McGarity. He's got two in this quarter. His kick is smothered as he looked to get it back to the danger spot. Boundary throwing deep inside Warragul's forward 50. Not much further to go in this third term.
I'm tipping 10 seconds, boys. Not a very good lip reader, but I'm going with 2 minutes, sorry. Well, 10 seconds, 2 minutes. Still plenty of time then.
Lippman, you're right, you're not a very good lip reader. Gets outside defensive 50. Drew very cleverly toe pokes it back to Russell. He's got time. Pressure from Allison. Handballs to Drew. Martin puts a strong tackle on. Umpire said it was too high. As again, players go to Martin.
And apparently the crowd reckon they've been doing it all day, Troy. The old-fashioned call
on your boot
from the crowd.
Kim Drew goes long. Just got to get to the 50, flying in from the side. There was Sweeney. He sees the ball out for a boundary throw-in.
Big pack. Still time. We've travelled 31 minutes, but as we know, there's about a minute and a half to go. The margin 7 points in favour of the Magpies. We're closing in on three-quarter time. Lippman and Horseman will go at it. Top of the 50 for Warragul. Horseman taps it down. Ronke was there at ground level. Got tackled when he didn't have the football. Play onto the umpire again. Throwing the weight around again was Horseman. Trying to do the bullocking work at this stoppage. Lots of numbers around it. They need to clean out. No one can get this one. A kick off the ground towards the boundary line. This time Warragul appeal. The umpire was closer. Same result. Boundary throwing.
Darryl, that was Nabilius and Martin. Martin, quick kick out of the pack. Nabilius threw him down with a nice solid tackle. Nothing untoward. Lippman knocks it forward there for Sale. Trying to run onto it there was Allison. And a too high free kick going the way of Warragul as Paredes looked to take advantage. Fortunately for Warragul, the umpire didn't deem it as advantage. Sam Russell goes long and high. It's all Sale back there. Lippman flying in from the side. They spoil each other. And it goes out for a boundary throw-in, fortunately for Sale. As probably could have had an uncontested mark inside defensive 50. The result is a boundary throw-in 40 metres around from Warragul's goal. A late goal here. Cut the margin back to a single shot on goal. Lippman knocks it forward. Drew over the back. We'll see it back inside 50. No. Takes on Allison. Umpire says holding the ball. You took him on. And again they go to Martin. This time it was Fowler. Just letting him know they're around. Allison with a strong tackle.
Been a bit quieter this quarter, Paul.
3 disposals this quarter for Allison.
Had a great first half. Allison drives it to the wing. 33 minutes have gone in the third quarter. DeCiro couldn't mark. Maybe there's a late one for Sale. They got some numbers over. Kick off the ground there from Dowse, looking for touch. It's going away. And now it goes over for a boundary throw, and it was Freeman who kicked it off the ground. And we've got a boundary throw in up now in Sales forward 50. Can they get a late one? Can't be too long. 30 seconds to go. And I'm getting better at this caper of lip reading. There's still chance. Ball comes back into play over the top. No one can really get it. The umpire said, let's do this again. And on my calculations, it'd still be 30 seconds to go. So the margin is 7 points in favour of Sale.
There's some more maths there for you, Scuzz.
Ball comes back in. Lippman from the stoppage. Quick kick on it. Goes to the last line. Jordan Dessent nearly took the mark.
It's interesting, Dale. The umpire didn't call that boundary throw in back, and it was probably not as effective as the first one, as Russell plays on quickly. It's going to go long and wide. We are right near three-quarter time. Drew there, can't gather, and sees it out for a boundary throw in. Half-back flank there for Warragul.
That should just about be it, you'd think. No more chances from here to get a score. I wouldn't have thought. We're about 80 metres around now from Sale's goal. Sun shining, wind blowing, rain on the way, lights are on. Welcome to Gippsland. There's a quick handball over the top. Allison was there to squeeze a handball out. No siren sounds to end 3/4 of football. We've got one to go, and what a cracker it will be. Warragul season hangs at the moment. 8-point margin in favour of the Magpies here, as the score reads Sale 7-9-51, Warragul a 7-1-43. We've got one to go, and we've got an absolute cracker here at Sale, and we do it for Harvey Norman Electrical Super Saturday today with 60 months interest free. Terms and conditions apply.
Today's tip for being a great fourth co-host. Know when Marty's hitting on you. Are you a hot Eric?
Hot Eric, hello.
Hey, how you going?
You're a hot Eric.
Oh, yeah, well, I'd like to think I am. I'm a male stripper, put it that way.
Yeah, you big beefcake. Have to rub oil into you, Eric. Guess you're working that pole. Ugh.
Hey?
You heard bird too.
Kate, Tim and Marty.
Warragul will come home strong with extra rotations on the bench.
Well, here we go. The final quarter. Warragul need to lift to get over the top here. They win the first tap out through Stevenson, but then they don't win the clearance. No one can really win it out of there. And we'll have a ball up. Paul Carter, key stats for Mercedes-Benz Gippsland.
Kane Martin, 21 also to Jaden Allison, 23 to Jordan Dessent, and we've got 20 to Mitch Nabilius for Warragul.
Paredes had a...
Paredes 21, yep.
Had a bit of a quiet one. He obviously...
Four in that quarter.
Well, some of the big ball winners had quiet third terms. Have they got one more to go in them? Jordan Dessent kicked it off the ground, got it towards the wing. Laverty now kicks it off the ground as well. It's inside 50. Great little pick-up by the first gamer. Gave it back to Laverty, who ran on. It's bouncing, goes to the hot spot. Proctor does well. Last line of defence. Handballs over to Davidson, who had a fresh airy. Brad Dessent gave it to Collins, and then he got swamped by Warragul tacklers. And the umpire will ball it up. Under pressure, Warragul. They stood tall, Troy.
Yeah, they did really well. Just when Sale looked to be going forward, well, they did go forward. Ball up, Brad Dessent works it back. Kick smothered by Jordan Dessent. Hurried kick tries to clear the defensive 50, was cut off by Laverty. Players converge, comes out to McKay. He's tackled by Morrow. Handball goes inside 50, spills out to Paredes. Paredes high up and under to a dangerous spot. Players are going to let it bounce. DeCiro tries to hack it out of mid-air. Goes to Gooch. Nice handball over the top to Glenane. Chips one forward, has player there in Martin. He attacks the footy, leaves it behind.
Well done,
Great
Russell.
work by Russell. Clears the area. Paredes over the back and clears. Defensive 50, shrugs off the tackle. Takes them on now. Players lead and go, and Paredes clears. Goes down the line over the back, and strong mark there by Zach Hurley. Will repel the play there for Sale.
Goes inboard to Dessent, who can mark. He's right in the middle of the ground is Jordan Dessent. He'll most likely want to keep it to the near side, which is where the bar is. And he goes in that direction after being called to play on. Collins will fly on top of Paredes, but doesn't get there. And Paredes marks it strong and plays on quickly. and then gets his boot to ball and gets dumped by Sweeney, and that is downfield. And he'll go to Fowler.
And he got good purchase.
They got
on
numbers.
It as well.
Warragul got numbers on their own inside 50. Fowler's just going to get it there. It goes high to the goal line. Going back. Fowler's kicked the goal. Warragul are back within it. Fowler puts it through from 70 metres out. Make it 80. Make it 90. I don't care.
That was an unbelievable goal from 50 there from Fowler. It was absolutely unreal. I didn't see Paredes get dumped there, but they're just little things, aren't they, that Sale can't be doing this quarter, because they will get hurt. As soon as they go forward, Warragul, they look so dangerous, especially with one of the best key forwards up there in the league.
Braden Fowler's now kicked 3 goals and taken Warragul to 8-1-49 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. We are just 2 minutes into the last quarter. They trail by 2 points on Sale, who is 7-9-51.
Quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture. Gippsland will only go to the Moe-Wonthaggi game. It is Moe kicked 4 goals, 9 in the third quarter, the lead by 14 points at three-quarter time, but they're going against the breeze. Just quickly, the other one, Maffrey's leading by 25 points over Traralgon.
Well, Warragul just have to win the game of football. That's all their focus. They're the 3 that are fighting for 5th spot at the moment. So is Sale. They're fighting for a top spot. The ball's on the wing. Muir got tackled. Glenane ran onto it for Sale. Kicked it towards the top of the 50. Brad Descent strong. Couldn't quite mark it. Rennie does well. Swoops on it. Gave a handball to Proctor. It was a little bit too hot. Davidson lost the handle. Allison from 50 unloads. It goes to the goal line. Freeman goes back. What a spoil by Russell. Freeman turns around and Russell smothers it again. Freeman has another crack at it to Martin at his left foot, and Martin now put it through. This game is off its head. Kane Martin, one of the best on grounds for Gippsland Ozuza Ute.
Well, it was Martin at half forward that put the tackle on to cause the turnover. Next thing he gets the ball 10 metres out and runs into an open goal. Beautiful snap around the body, but just the hard work from Martin. That's what's caused the goal there.
And we're 4 minutes into the final term. A three-quarter time margin of 8 points in Sale's favour is back and reinstated. And the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard finds Sale 8-9-57, leading Warragul 8-1-49.
Big moments thanks to Monticello's Smirnoff Red, 700 mil, $36. Kane Martin, if you don't mind. A fantastic goal back in the middle. Lippman works it down to Descent. He loses it to Muir. Stevenson hacks it forward. Warragul's turn. Nasty bounce there on McGarity. Puts a nice tackle on though. Locks it inside 50. Working back as 5 under pressure from Fowler. His kick only makes it to the 50. Sweeney gathers. Under pressure. Paredes can't find it. McGarity can. His kick goes in the hands of Nabilius. Hacks it inside 50. Stevens for Sarong. Sorry. Sarong takes a strong mark on a tight angle. 20 metres out from goal. When I say a tight angle, it is very gettable. He does have a bit of protection there from the social club. I don't think the wind will do too much. He does have the wind coming from his back right shoulder, so won't do too much off the boot. I would say kick it nice and solid. Solid just inside the left-hand side of the right goalpost. We'll see this go through for a goal. Sarong makes his way in. Ball on the boot, favours the left side and carries further left and goes through for a minor score.
Great call, Troy. Exactly where you need to kick it, and he just missed that target, as you said.
Warragul now 8-2-50 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. They trail by 7 points on Sale, who are 8-9-57. 6-minute mark, final term.
Ronke's kick in beautiful with precision to Sweeney at the top of the 50, and they go to the wing where Gooch can mark in the field of play. In front of the grandstand. Dowsett was the one short. He went longer over the back towards... Great mark by Freeman. Gets up quickly. Tries to play for the 50. Umpire had nothing to do with it. Brad Descent's a target. In front, Proctor couldn't mark it. Martin at ground level. Boot to ball was quick. In a dangerous spot. Overrunning it was Horseman. Great work by the first gamer. Lost the footy though. Muir picks it up and delivers out wide to Nabilius. Has to be clean. Gets around. Slips over. Handballs the underground. Mulqueen comes in to put a strong tackle on Glenane, and we're going to ball up and we're going to dust up. So we've got some spite in the game.
Mitch Nabilius doesn't mind.
He doesn't mind it.
Around, does he? Just lets him go there around.
Umpire says, I don't care. I'm going to throw the footy up straight away. Allison got it. Put it on the boot. Goes to the 50. Davison was back there. They got numbers. He kicks it high and wide. Fife will read this every day. He's on his own. Half-back flank is Fife. Stops. Props. Handballs inboard. Thacker He handballs backwards to Ronke. Ronke steps around Fowler, goes to his 50 and now unloads, gets it out wide in the direction of Gooch, who goes up and marks on the wing.
He set himself for that one, did Gooch. Had the sit on Rennie. Goes wide. Oh, cutting it off. That's got to be 50 as well, umpire.
It is.
It's going the way of Warragul because Sam Russell cut that lead off really nicely. Took a nice mark with courage in front of Brad Descent. Descent just overcommitted to that body line there.
That's 2 now, 50. That's
2 50s.
Could be costly.
And a downfield.
Yep.
Or are you counting that?
I'm counting that as a 50.
Sorry,
yep.
I might have missed one. As Russell on the point of left half forward, just checks his kick, goes to the danger spot. DeCirio flies, as do 2 Sale players. Sweeney claims it. Quirk, sorry. Fowler puts the pressure on. Now falls to Sweeney. Links up with Martin. He chisels the ball forward and finds Laverty. He can compose himself and just take the sting out of this little play. Here's Laverty. Right half back flank, goes long down the line, setting himself again as Gooch. This time Rennie marks, no, umpire says play on. Goes to McKay. McKay can't find his Dowsett, sorry, cut off nicely by Kim Drew. Drew goes wide.
Oh, Laverty.
Really nice is Laverty as it just went over the top of McGarrity's head. And just on defensive side of centre wing is Laverty. Looks inside as Hurley. Just gets to him. And he'll look again inside as Ronke. Ronke marks inside the centre square as majority of players are behind the ball. As they're down to only 1 rotation on the bench. Sale coming up on 9 minutes. They have an 8-point margin, goes wide, comes over the back to Martin. Martin goes inside 50. Brad Desson held off the ball. No free kick. Was appealing for it, and I would say it was there.
Proctor.
No! Proctor has had a kick he would much rather forget. As looks to find Muir inside the corridor. Handball off to Ronke, quickly runs to 45. Ball on its way. Ronke fades late to the right-hand side of the goalpost. That would have been a costly turnover.
Takes Sale to 8-10-58 on the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard. Leading by 8 points, Warragul 8-2-50, almost 10 minutes played.
And they drive the football to the wing. They did well, Warragul. Emery was the one. Over the top, over the shoulder, surely. The umpire said no. Drew has to go back and then put a strong tackle on Martin. And he got the free kick anyway, did Kim Drew. He was arguing with the umpire. And Drew put the tackle on Laverty. Now Drew puts it inside 50. Fowler will fly. Can't mark. Fife at the back. Clears it out for the Magpies. Half-back flank and all Warragul though. Davidson was there. Then just gives a handball back to Morrow. He ducks the shoulder. Play on to the umpire. Now he stands up in the tackle and he got tackled. And it's holding the ball. And this time Gooch will have it. So Gooch has got the free kick. He's trying to get in a wrestle with Morrow. He should go back and take the kick. John Gooch has it a half-back flank for the Magpies. 10.5 minutes gone.
Quick around the grounds. Harvey Norman, Furniture Gippsland, mid-Gippsland qualifying final. You know, I've kicked the first 2 goals of the last quarter. Lead by that margin. 2 goals over Yulorn North out at Murby North. As that kick was from Gooch, was it?
Out of bounds on
the full. Couldn't quite catch who the kicker was, so someone's going to get away with that. Comes inside the corridor, does McGarity, and finds Davidson. Being a bit composed going forward now, Warragul. Davidson was going to go a barrel. It doesn't come off.
Maybe.
Gets to the middle of the ground. Glenane leaves it behind, as does Rennie. Rennie tackled straight away, no prior opportunity.
Good decision.
Very, very lucky Davidson. As again, another scrappy kick inside the corridor. Didn't cost them. Lippman knocks it forward. Glenane can run onto it. Working back there is Proctor. Glenane keeps his feet. Shuffles it forward to Martin. Can it sit for him? It does now. Hard up on the boundary. On the left side. Goes to the top of the square. Working back nicely.
Russell,
there was Sam Russell. Gee, he's done some fantastic defensive efforts in this last term.
For Mercedes-Benz Gippsland.
Sale 8-11-59, leading by 9 points now. Warragul 8-2-50, 11.5 minutes played.
Davidson kicks it high towards Nabilius, protected the drop zone well, then played on. Laverty tackled him, but the umpire said it was okay. Great handball by Paredes into a bit of space. Kim Drew through the pack, and Sweeney tackles him.
He ran into a zebra brick wall.
Unbelievable tackle. Unbelievable commitment by Kim Drew. And they bounce up, and we're going to stoppage. True centre wing. 12 minutes gone. What a game of football.
Absolutely fantastic. Just quickly, I want to clarify the mid-Gippsland score. It's 9 points in favour of Yanar.
Lippman tapped it down. Glename was in the front spot, got tackled by Proctor. Umpire will do it again.
It's red hot, this contest, isn't it, Darryl?
Right in the balance
margin.
For Monticello's this afternoon. Big moments. Horseman knocked it down. Paredes tried to rove it, couldn't do so. Boundary throw in.
I'll tell you what, boys, that hit was right here in front of me. I've got headphones on and I could hear that. That was an absolute ripper, wasn't it?
And to both their credit, it was fair and in the league and in play. And Drew got up. Russell's been big. And he now again causes a stoppage again. It's 1-on-1. Sales forward line's very open at the moment, boys.
Would it be fair to say, boys, Warragul are playing for their season right here, right now? Is this their season?
I believe so, absolutely. Because their percentage is so low, they just must get this one as well.
You could tell, boys, as well, they're just getting the ball and they're playing on, getting the ball going forward as quick as they can, aren't they?
I just worry about a quick kick forward here for the defence of Warragul from this stoppage. It's their half-forward line for the Magpies. Collins does well at ground level. Free ball up again.
Just watching the umpire there too, Darryl. He was almost going to pay a free kick. I like how he let it go. Just let things unfold. Only pay the definite free kicks that are there. Martin hurries this one out of the stoppage. Leading the race back there is Jordan Descent. Has Nabilius there for coverage. Nabilius does really well. Handballs it back to Hefford. Goes through his legs. Has pressure again from Descent. Does really well. Jordan Descent spills out to McGarity. His handball too. Great work. Comes over the top to Drew. Drew handballs forward. Has Morrow. Morrow tackled. That's holding the ball.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the ball. He did knock it forward, but the ball did hit the ground before he was able to get a legal disposal away. And Collins wins the ball. Left half forward flank for Sale. Going forward inside 50. Jordan Descent unopposed. Marks right on the 50-metre line, but he is only 3-4 metres in from the boundary. Is he going to back himself, boys?
Why not?
He's setting himself.
Got the breeze in a good spot.
To line up for goal. Wouldn't the past players, he'll love this if this goes through. It'll set them alight. Jordan Descent will kick from 60, maybe 55. Puts the ball on the boot. I tell you what, it doesn't have the legs.
Good spoil. It was
actually about 10 metres short. Did look good off the boot though. And knocking through for a minor score was Rennie.
Takes Sale to 8-12-60, a lead of 10 points over Warragul, who are 8-2-50 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard.
Davidson played onto himself. They got out to Stevenson, and that could be 50 as well. And it's not. He was lucky, Collins, as Stevenson took the mark. He's on the half-back flank now for Warragul. McGarrity's short, so he chips it over the top in that direction, but Kim Drew came in and marked it. Martin will man the mark.
Took a bit to get going, did Kim Drew, and now he's starting to really work into this game.
Good
that
kick.
kick forward's nice. Rennie left it behind. Lippman gathers. He's tackled straight away by that man in Rennie. He'd be,
absolutely
disappointed with himself there, Rennie. We mean inside 50 opportunity there for the goals. Right hand forward flank, half forward flank there for Warragul. Horseman flies from the back, comes to Morrow, leaves it behind. Drew can't find the handle. Collins does for Sale, tries to handball through the legs of Stevenson. Martin putting a tackle on Morrow, going in hard again, as is that man in Jamie Sweeney. He's been really good for Sale. Across the back line there, and another ball up, half forward flank there for Warragul.
10-point Sale leader by at the moment.
Scoreboard missed a point.
Scoreboard has missed a point as well, which could be crucial. So again, 10 points, 16 minutes have gone. Last quarter, Lippman had a fresh area, then went again. Tried to kick it off the ground was Nabilius. Martin is so good in traffic. This time, though, couldn't get it out. Drew was the tackler. We'll have a stoppage again. Warragul have got one back. Now they roll that extra one up to this stoppage. And they just mix and match. They keep you guessing to Warragul. Horseman tapped it straight down to Allison. Kicks it high up and down the air. Emery can mark it. He didn't. He got one over the shot. No, he didn't. And it was a good tackle. And we got a ball up 1 metre in the field of play. As the crowd here
urging them on.
Yep. Just on the edge of their seats at the 16.5-minute mark. Troy Makepeace on TRFM.
Ball up, falls away of Martin. Tries to shrug off Drew. Chain of handballs, ends up with 5. His kick forward. Going to go to Gooch. He's tackled straight away, and a strong tackle by Reddy. Spills out. The umpire said he handballed it. No, he didn't, umpire. You were blindsided by it. Drew puts his head over. Tackled strongly there by Martin. He barreled his way in there. Exactly right, gentlemen, down there. How did he get rid of it? It was a strong tackle. Ball spilled out, no free kick. Ball up, left half forward flank for Sale. Lippman and Horseman. Lippman knocks it forward. Russell, who's been solid, leaves that one behind though. Swooping on it there is Allison. Hurried kick inside 50. On the half volley is Freeman. Attacks it strongly. Dean wraps him up. Umpire again says he deemed to get rid of that legally. And held up in a tackle is Russell. Ball up inside 50 there for Sale.
Big tap by Horseman. Coming through the other direction there was Emery. Picking it off though was Allman. Quick handball to Martin. Snaps in the body. That could be through for a minor score. It is.
13-61. It's an 11-point lead on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. Warragul 8-250. We're playing almost 18 minutes in the final term.
Davidson again tries the barrel to get it outside of kicking in from the point. It might come off. Horseman has it. Tries to get around Laverty. He does. He kicks it towards half forward. Mulqueen is the target with Thacker. Mulqueen, nice little one-hander. The run comes. It goes over the top. Quick kick inside 50. Over the back to Serio. Oh, he dropped the mark in the end. Hurley got tackled from behind from Fowler. The umpire said he handball it and Sailor away. Dowsett's got some wheels. Stevenson closes. Dowsett kicks to the wing. Freeman will go up and mark on his own.
So we got to get this gear out.
Wow.
we got to clear the grandstand before we leave this commentary box. The Warragul supporters absolutely livid with a couple of holding the ball decisions not going their way. Sale looked to go forward, trying to milk a 50 there was Jake Hughes. Marked strongly in his half-back flank. Comes wide, he has Davidson.
I can tell you, Makey, the coach wasn't too happy about that one.
Yeah, understandable too, Scuzz. They've been on the wrong side of a couple. Davidson goes long down the line, hugs the boundary, fly from the back as Stevenson goes over. As interesting to see how Stephen Kidd gives the ball back here. No, just lets it go.
Boundary
arms
umpire
crossed.
Comes in 15 metres. 19 minutes have gone. It's still an 11-point margin in favour of Sale. Big moments right now, you'd think, for the Warragul side. Underground handball from McKay, same with Descent. Allison kicks it off the ground, it goes to half forward. Sarong's gone back now, he's on Fife. Fife gave the handball to Allison, he got tackled quickly. I'm not sure about that holding the ball, Warragul fans, not that one. But they'll try and create something out of nothing, these Warragul fans. Again, stoppage, half forward flank. Lippman goes up, taps it forward. Russell's been massive in this final quarter. Goes to the wing. Muir, handball release to Paredes. He runs, drives it, right foot kick. Hot spot, no one's there. It's a foot race. Fowler and Quirk, the boundary line might beat them both, it does. And we've got a boundary throw in 5 metres out around from the point post of Warragul.
Talk about big moments thanks to Monticello's to his extra dry slab, $40. How critical will that DeCirio drop?
Yep.
Right at the top of the square B. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt them as a boundary throw in. Horseman works it to the front. Paredes puts his head over it. Strong work. He just gets the ball out as the umpire calls for a ball up. As working in there is Zach Hurley.
He's unbelievable from stoppages, Paredes.
Fantastic. Lippman taps it back towards the boundary. Paredes is in there again. McGarity gets it out to Muir. Hurried kick backwards. Goes the way of Warragul. Over the top is Drew. Working back there is Paredes. Oh, strong by Ronke. Marks it 30 centimetres in from the goal. The wind almost carried that back into the goals. Ronke clears the area with a 70-metre kick. Oh, the two Sale players put each other off. Laverty works it out to Martin through Descent. Descent again, tackled from behind. That's exactly right. Hughes goes inside 50. Working the back to Serio. McGarity there, dangerous. Head over the ball, McKay, soccers the ball out wide. Goes away of Hurley. Hurley over the top to Fife. Fife under pressure, just tries to clear the area. Contest out on the wing. Should go the way of Warragul, putting his head over it there as Descent soccers it off the ground and deemed to be in danger. Warragul get the free kick.
Russell will be the one. As he, that should nearly be 50. The umpire had his back turned as Russell will be the one. The free kick plays on quickly. Kicks it to a hot spot. DeCirio's there. Fowler's at the back as well. Crunch the pack. Ball in dispute. No one can really get it. Ronke and DeCirio work at it. Sarong gave it to DeCirio. He snaps around the body with a floater. Goes to the last line. Paredes can't mark it. McGarity's there. Twisting in a tackle. Spins around. Puts ball to boot. And squeezes it across the face for a minor score.
taking Warragul to 8-3-51. They trail by 10 points. Sailor 8-13-61. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, 22 minutes, final quarter.
Well, with it being 22 minutes, only been 2 goals in this term. We had 3 in the first term. That went just over 27 minutes. Second term had 3. That went about 28. As Ronke plays on, clears the area. Helicopter up, pushed off the ball. There was Horseman. Goes another 20 metres towards the boundary line. Kept in play. Drew there, puts his head over it. He's tackled straight away. And we'll have a ball up. Left half forward flank for Warragul.
You'd think they'd need one pretty quickly within the next minute or two,
Yeah,
Warragul.
I agree, Darryl.
Even though it's a 10-point margin, they've got to manufacture a goal somewhere. They've had all the play. Russell barrels at this one inside 50. This could be the one. McGarity off his chest. Can he swoop on it again? Great work by Sweeney. Fires back there. Got tackled. He got boot to ball, though. Now it's in dispute. Inside 50 still for Warragul. They're trying to keep their feet other goals. The defensive Sale holds up strong. Inside 50s, Paul.
It's 9 to Sale, 10 to Warragul, but Warragul had the last 5.
They are coming.
Maffra have kicked away against Sale, leading by 11 goals. Traralgon, leading by 11 goals.
This is their big chance. Martin from the stoppage was good. Kicked it out. Had to try to kick it out of the air was Russell. Good work by Davidson. The 1-2 handball ends back in the hands of Davidson over the back. Sweeney this time. The defensive Sale is strong. Sweeney goes out wide to Fife. And they'll slow things up to the 23.5-minute mark last quarter. Fife
in the back pocket. Sorry, Darryl. Plays on then, checks his kick at the last minute, which he can do very, very well. Finds Jordan Desson on right half-back flank for Sale. Just taking the sting out of this Warragul pressure that has come. He goes forward, finds Laverty. Marks in front of Tommy Muir. Yeah, just eating away at the time clock that is critical to Warragul. Laverty called to play on. He goes long down the line. Pack sets itself. Over the top is Horseman. Falls in the hands of Warragul. Loopy handballs. Can't quite come off there to Nick Mulqueen. And dribbles out for a boundary throw-in. Right on centre wing. As I mentioned, around the grounds, Harvey Norman, Furniture, Gippsland, Lee and Guthrie comfortably over Bairnsdale. Maffra by 11 goals so far over Traralgon. Druin comfortably leading Morwell, and last check was 14-point lead to Moe. And Moe are going into a strong breeze against Wonthaggi. Moe kicked 4 goals, 9 in the third term.
And in the AFL, Geelong have won by 133 points.
My goodness.
And Collingwood have won by 51 points over Port Adelaide as well. So big results there. Currently the Giants up over Sydney by 12 points, and that's just into the first quarter.
It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Furniture, Gippsland around the grounds. Boundary throw-in on centre wing. We've had 2 stoppages while we're doing those scores. Ball hasn't moved. Libman works, taps it down to the front. Falls to Allison. He's under pressure. Clearing kick from Warragul. Goes forward. McGarity there, working back there also with Hefford. Puts his head over the ball and can't get the ball out from that pack. We'll have a ball up, just a couple of metres in from the boundary line. Out wide there was Angus Emery, my apologies.
Well, not long at all, boys. I've just been told 2 minutes to go.
They need a goal, and they need a goal fast.
Yep.
As this ball up goes out of bounds. Another stoppage. This plays in the hands to Sale. As just looking down forward for Warragul, as Brad Desson has tracked in behind the ball just to clog up that space. As Sale aren't looking really now to score, just looking to stop Warragul from scoring. Lippman knocks it forward. Pressure comes. Over there is Nabilius, leaves it behind. Umpire said held on too long in the tackle, and Dowse is going to win the free kick for Sale and relieve the pressure.
Allison will be. Dowse is off with concussion, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, Troy. Allison has it, half-back flank, less than 2 minutes to go. Kicks it down towards the Gooch direction, can't mark it. Front and square was Jordan Desson. Proctor was there as well. Ball bobbles around a little bit. Gooch goes again. Free kick goes in the way of Warragul. And it's going back there to Rennie. Kicks to the middle of the ground. Had to take the risk and the reward. It was high, but it didn't come off. Out towards Dowsett. It's a foot race. He just kicks it to himself. Hefford does well. Now Morrow stood up in a tackle. Then he gave it up. That was a handball, apparently. Nabilius just chips one inboard to Russell. He gathers it. Handball's over the top now to the run of Mulqueen. Mulqueen tries to twist and turn. Back to Russell. He's been huge. Kicks to the hot spot. It goes over the head of Sarong. And Fife drops the mark in the end. But he's got time to turn around on the left foot and drive it out towards Lippman outside defensive 50. And Lippman's got 3 to beat. And he doesn't quite do so. Drew swoops on it, spins around to Martin Tackler. Drew delivers towards the forward line, and Allison, the best on ground for Gippsland Isuzu Ute, has taken a mark in the defensive 50 with less than a minute to go, and that is just about all she wrote.
Allison goes shortish, about 40 metres. That's long for me. Goes to Laverty. Laverty goes out wide. He finds Martin. There it is. Game over. Sale hold on in the end to a 10-point margin as the gallant Warragul, they put all the pressure on in that last 15 minutes, and a couple of things didn't quite go their way. A couple of drop marks inside 50 would have been definite set shots on goal, and just a couple of little what-ifs have let the Warragul side down. Sale was strong, did what they needed to do, give themselves an opportunity for top spots should the other two fall down around them. One of those is Maffra. They didn't fall down. They beat Traralgon convincingly. And the other game we're interested in getting a score update on is the Wonthaggi and Moe game. As Warragul, their finals hopes still hang on. They need to win next week and need either Traralgon to lose to Morwell, and depending on the Moe Wonthaggi game, would need Maffra to beat Moe next week if they're to feature in finals.
And if that game goes the way that it may do, Wonthaggi were coming back strong with a wind, and Moe happened to lose, we'll have exactly the same situation. The top 3 will be on the same points leading into the final round. Top spot will be up for grabs, and then 4th, 5th and 6th will all be on the same amount of points going into the final round as well. An unbelievable finish in the TRFM Gippsland League is coming up next week, of course, the final round. But clearly one of the best performers this afternoon at ground level is Jaden Allison, and Nathan Scurra for Carpet Country has Jaden right now.
Yeah, I've got Jaden Allison with me, boys. Obviously that was a really tough, hard win today. Had one rotation there for the last quarter and a bit. Must be pretty taxing right now.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tough. We were down to 2 at half time, and then to lose another good midfielder in Mitch Dowse in the end, it made it really hard for us mids. We had to rest forward quite a bit, and yeah, but it was good that we could grind it out. Hard conditions, but great win for us.
And I thought even with that one man down, just how well you defended today, more than you're attacking. I thought you defended for really long periods, which was fantastic. To go through the middle of the huddle here, boys.
Yeah, it's good. We always put the emphasis on getting back as hard as we can, especially the mids. We put our head down and run back as hard as we can, and then we can set up and sort of assess the play from there, and then if we can push forward, we do, but the emphasis on getting back first and then running forward if you've got it in you. So
yeah, it's definitely telling today. So obviously Leen Gaffney next week, massive game again, and the boys are looking pretty good going into finals. You're a strong, positive side, and it's going to be a really good game next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking really forward to that. Leen Gaffney played us here last time. It was a close game. They had a few blokes out, so we're really looking forward to going down there and seeing what we're up against in the finals, because to us the benchmark is Leen Gaffney and Maffra. But again, with the recent results, anything can happen in this top 5. It's such an even comp. So
yeah, well done, mate. Obviously, fantastic win today, and all the best for the finals.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers. You better get on to a bit of a sprint, Nathan. The boys are already into the rooms. Jaden's going to miss the song, as Jaden clearly runs away from our boundary rider in Nathan Scurra as they're trying to get off the ground. And we're waiting for the song. I don't know if we're going to hear it because Scuzz has got to get into the rooms. It's a big win by the Magpies. They've waited for Jaden to get in there. Enjoy it, Magpie fans. Here it is. Big victory for the Magpies in the end. They win it by 10 points, 8-13, 61. Sale have defeated Warragul, 8-3, 51. This is Gippsland Live on TRFM. We've got all the post-game coming up, and of course the big scores from around the grounds. There's a couple of big ones.